Fire it up. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. They're still trying to check everyone in, and we still have more strays coming through.
They're gonna have to wait.
Yeah,
At
there's.
this point, we haven't even pulled our cases to start, because everybody keeps coming in.
Right, okay, so we'll just get started, and if you were here later, you get to the end of the line. This is the Village of Royal Palm Beach Special Magistrate hearing for Wednesday, September 12, 2018. If you have a code enforcement violation, you are in the right place. My name's Doug McGibbon, I'm the Village Magistrate. One of the first things I'm going to do is swear everyone in, and then we're going to swear in strays 2 or 3 more times as they wander in, including the people who are out there talking about the stuff outside. They'll get to go get sworn in again. So let's start out with number 1. Everyone raise your right hand, say I do when we're done. Does everyone swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Everyone but the little boy in the back who used his left hand. Okay, most of the cases we're going to deal with today are violation hearings or fine assessment hearings. And in those cases, the village will go first. They will call your name. If your name is called, you will go over to that podium. You'll identify yourself. The village's attorney will show you some documentation. They'll present their side of the case. You present your side of the case, and I get to make a decision. That switches when we get to the fine reduction hearings. Those people have already been through violation and fine assessment hearings. They're asking for relief. They get to go first, and then the village will respond to them. I think that's pretty much it. So, Village of Royal Palm Beach, please take it away.
Well, I think you do it, P.A.
Okay, and we've signed the minutes from the August 8th hearing. Okay.
That was page 4, is that right?
There's 3 seats up front if you want to come sit down.
Thank you. Starting on page 1 of the agenda, status/fine assessment hearings, case number 18-0315-1280 Chorus Way, Shayna Thane.
Okay, do we have a Shayna Thane?
Guess not.
Okay, they're not here, so we'll go down to the first live person.
Fine assessment hearings, case 18-0734-150 Valencia Street, Gary L. and Susan G. Pickett.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. You have service via posting. You can proceed.
Your name of the record, sir?
Gary Pickett.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is an affidavit of service for the order finding violation. Sorry, that's page 2 of the order. Exhibit 2, proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 3, photographs of the violation. Do you have any objection to these documents, sir?
Is this the date that the photograph was taken?
Yes, sir. And we can get to the merits once we get the evidence in.
No, I don't have any legal objection.
All right, admitted without objection. All right, so what do we have? Driveway and fence in disrepair. I kind of saw the
The
driveway.
fence has been repaired. It's just
Okay,
the
so
driveway.
it's just the driveway now. And then which one is that? Is that 190A or 94?
198.
Okay. Got it. So this is the driveway. All right. So you have a picture of the driveway that looks cracked.
Yes.
Got it. All right. Mr. Pickett.
Good evening, I guess.
Probably close enough.
Very close enough. All right. The driveway was cracked, as indicated by the photograph. We made some repairs to the driveway. I called the code enforcement officer out there, Ms. McLean, to take a look at it. And she indicated that instead of repairing the driveway in the manner that we repaired it, we have to have the driveway cut. It's actually not the driveway, it's the pad that my motorhome sits on the side. And so we have to have it cut and done in a specific way. So I'm requesting additional time to do that. I was not, as I had read the code, I thought that all we had to do was fill in the cracks. So apparently, we have to cut it, have all of that removed, and pour a section that would cover the portion that's cracked. And my wife has been ill, and she just became ambulatory. And so I'm requesting additional time. I believe that I could get that repaired very quickly. Had I known that that had to be cut and redone that way, I possibly could have had it done before today. But, you know, we repaired it, we called, and she was kind enough to tell me that, no, you can't do it that way. You got to actually cut it and move it.
Okay, usually the violation hearings are where I grant additional time, but I'll defer to the village.
Yeah, the issue that we have is the violation hearing was back in July. As you say, we're at the point where we need to start a fine running. That would have been the time to request additional time. And unfortunately, your previous order established a compliant date, which has not been met as of today. So we'd be asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
Well, and could I have just 1 second, please?
Sure, take your time.
They had initially contacted me on the violation and requested more time. And at the violation hearing, when I told them what we were asking for, they said that would give them plenty of time to come into compliance. But they've had some health issues since then, so.
All right, they've had some health issues since then. They've fixed one of the problems, and they attempted to fix the other problem, but it wasn't in a manner that was code worthy or
Right.
code sufficient. So it's not one of these things where no one's done nothing. They've
No, and I've lived in for 29 years and I haven't had any issues. I've lived in that same house.
I've only been
I
around
don't
for.
think that it's going to take a considerable amount of time
Okay.
to do.
I'm going to bump this to a fine assessment status hearing for next month, and if it's not done by next month, we'll run the fine from the original date through, and that gives him enough time to repair it, and/or he'll get the fine assessed.
Yeah,
It'll be more than $325. It'll be $325 plus another month. So
I'm an officer of the court. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
that's fine. So what are our dates for the next month?
The next hearing is 10/10.
All right, so 10/10. So give him what, a week before then? So 10/3.
Yes, sir.
10/3, 10/10, or 25 status / fine, so I can fine him if it's not done. And that's what you get for working with the people? No? That's
Right, I have no problem with the.
Great. No, it's because you've remediated one of the two problems and you tried to remediate the other and you found out it wasn't acceptable that I've actually granted this time request. Usually that's a violation thing, but in this particular case, I will go on this one. Okay?
Thank you.
sir.
Next.
Moving next to page 2, 18-1461, confidential record, Timothy J. Maurer and Renee E. Wojens. Hold on just 1 second for us, sir.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, verification of ownership, public works work order.
All right, you have an affidavit of service, so you have service and can proceed.
Can you state your name for the record, sir?
Yes, it's David Slater. I'm counsel for the mortgage holder.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is affidavit of service.
Right.
For the order finding violation. Exhibit 2, oops, sorry, that's the final page of the order. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Admitted without objection. All right, so this is another repeat violation for grass and weeds, and you had to cut it again?
Yes.
Correct.
All right. Mr. Slater,
Yes,
almost hoping I would see the Mauer and Wojens people here, since I've seen this case multiple times across my dockets. What do you want? What do you need?
yes. As far as I'm informed that the bees issue has been exterminated, and they are working on curing the grass violations.
No, nothing has been cured there.
I'm sorry?
Nothing has been cured there.
Yeah.
No, let's keep them separate. If you can, sir, if you can just stick to the grass, that's this case. The bees is a separate issue, so for now, just stick with the grass.
Well, when he checked in, he told me he was only here for the other case, but Linda wanted to hear him for this case as well. So he's aware of the issues that we've been, I guess, we're having with this property.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so you're the attorney for the mortgage holder.
Right, they just don't want any fines against them.
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, you get stuck with your, mortgage ors actions. Have you filed a foreclosure?
I do not know that.
Because I know that this property, and I don't even know where it is because it's confidential record, I remember this thing has been in front of me multiple times. And from what I hear in the
In
testimony.
multiple cases or multiple times on this case?
Multiple times on this property.
Oh, but not necessarily this case.
Well, I don't know. It may be a lot of grass, but it's one of those cases where I always ask, is anyone living there? And do we know?
It's been vacant for a
It's
long
been
time.
vacant forever, hasn't
We
it?
have $99,000 in liens on the property.
So,
There was a list pendants on it, and the list pendants was terminated. So,
Then they wouldn't be in foreclosure.
so that
I will
there's a
advise
list.
them to proceed in foreclosure. You,
Well, the problem is, you may advise your client to proceed in foreclosure, but
I understand that
until they do
whatever-
something, and quite frankly, I don't know if this property still has homestead status because I don't think they've lived in it for forever, in layman's terms. So,
the villages has,
yeah, I mean, you have 99,000 and other things, and this is what you're just trying to tax the costs of the mowing or this?
Abatement for the mowing, yeah, in the amount of $286.
I'm
So-
sorry? How much?
It's $286, and it's really $86 for the $80 for the mowing and $206 for the costs, administrative costs. And there's very little to argue about that because it's not being maintained, and someone from somewhere needs to maintain the property, or it'll just keep accumulating these fines, which is what it's doing. So
Okay.
in this case, I'm just going to grant the $286 in remediation costs. Now, where's the next case? We got a B problem too?
The next case is 181623.
What page?
Page 13 at the bottom, 18-1623 confidential record, Timothy J. Mauer and Renee E. Wojens.
Okay, this is 2A in my world. Okay, Mr.
Code
Slater
section
again.
is 1557 and 6193, 1Z, 2E, health and safety, high grass and weeds, bees on the property. I observed this violation on 8/22, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted it on the property. Like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. Some green, healthy weeds. We have service via posting. You can proceed.
Anything for the record, sir?
David Slater for the mortgage holder.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and notice of hearing. Notice of hearing, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. Exhibit 3, photographs of the violation. you have any objection to these documents?
No?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, so once again, we have another high grass and weeds because it keeps raining. And then we have
Oh, could you
bees.
look at the photos? I don't see any weeds. Did you see the photos?
It's
Well,
grass.
Grass,
It's
oh,
the
it's
same
grass.
code, grass and weeds.
Grass and weeds is the same code. And it doesn't matter if it's green, it just matters if it's tall and it's tall enough.
It's tall, it's very tall.
So, and then you have the bees on the property, which is sort of unique and, you know, the biggest,
I was told that they were exterminated, but I didn't go out there.
No, I had a email from Benjamin at Service Link yesterday, and he wants me to meet the service provider to point out the issues on the property.
so obviously it hasn't been fixed. And the problem I see here of a greater nature is Mr. Maurer and Ms. Wogans have not been here for months and months and months. Your bank holds a mortgage, but you have no possessory rights under that mortgage
True.
because you haven't filed foreclosure or moved for an order allowing entry onto land. So,
Correct, and this is also somewhat complainant-driven, there, particularly with regard to the bees.
well, I would
Bees.
understand
So, yeah, this is health, safety, welfare to the fullest
I was
extent.
playing golf today. I got bit by a wasp. I'm very, very attuned to this type of issue right now. It hurts my left leg. So,
So we'd be asking you, Special Magistrate, for a one-time abatement. for-
see, what we're going to do is I'm just going to order them to abate the problem. And if your bee person contacts the village and they can work it out, and they can rush over there and fix it, fine. But if they can't work it out, the village is going to fix the problem because the neighbors don't want bees buzzing around them. So,
For the order, you
the-
actually have the order before you, or you
I'm gonna-
should have the
yeah,
order
I'm
before
going to
you?
sign the order right now because they tend to prepare these.
It's a one-time abatement for $286 plus the cost of the bee abatement. We'll bring it back for fine assessment at the 10/10 hearing.
All right, I'm going to grant it, and your client needs to make a decision as to whether or not they want to take this property back or do anything with it at all. That's a business decision. Thank you very much. All right, back to page 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever we are.
Yes, sir. We're going to the top of page 3, 18-1022, 11602 Oleander Drive, Aberge Jean Baptiste.
Okay.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order, finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
And just for the record, we're back in the fine assessment hearing portion of the program.
9/11. All right, you have signed green cards that you have service. You can proceed.
Raj Jean Baptiste.
Thank you, sir. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order finding violation with the signed green card. Second page, Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 3 is photograph of the violation. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you, sir.
All right, admitted without objection. So,
Excuse me. We've been coming for this car.
Yes, we'll get there. The code enforcement officer can explain it to you.
Okay.
Let me get back to her and she can explain.
all right.
It's that car, the Lincoln.
Okay, it's the bare spots along the side of the driveway, and the grass is dead under the car. So that needs to be resodded.
But I don't know where I can park my car.
You can park there, but when you kill the grass, you have to resod it.
Normally, we park in our driveways. If you don't want to park in your driveway and you want to park in your swale, that's allowed. But you cannot kill the grass by parking in the same place every time. You know, it might be your habit, but it's not conducive to growing grass.
Okay, thank you.
Well, what do you want?
This is a fine assessment, so this has been out of compliance for 13 days, so we'd be asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
All right, 300, they're asking for a $325 fine because your grass hasn't been resodded in the spots that are bare, which is about exactly the same price as a pallet of sod I saw the other day. So you can make a decision as to whether you want to fix it or whether you want to let it, fines continue to run, but that's up to you. 325 plus continuings granted.
Thank you, sir. Next case is on the same page, 18-1023, 932 Hibiscus Drive, Douglas W. Cone.
Okay,
You're all done, sir.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
okay, you have a signed green card, you have service, for sale boat. Very popular name for a boat,
What's that?
for sale.
Oh, yeah,
Can you state your name for the record, sir?
Doug Cone.
Thank you, sir. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order finding violation with the signed green card.
Right.
Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website.
Right.
And Exhibit 3 is photograph of the violation. Do you have any objection to these documents?
Nope.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So the trailer's in disrepair, what, has it got a flat tire or something?
It's, the wheels are broken on it.
Okay. And then we also have a boat that's not registered, so no FL numbers on it, or
It's
Or-
registered now.
it's registered now, so it's one down and one to go? The boat's registered, but the trailer's still in disrepair? Well, they're both the same violation, but... Well, you got half of it done.
I've got it sold.
Okay.
I was gonna try to move it, and the wheels are rusted onto the trailer. So the guy he's already paid me, I've issued him a bill of sale. He's ordered 2 new wheels, and they're not gonna be here till Monday.
Well,
And he's gonna put the new wheels on it and haul the boat up to Palm Beach Gardens where he lives.
that's good, but right now we're at the fine assessment hearing. I
So
assume
when I
it's...
called earlier, I was originally speaking with Dina, and she's not available, and then I started talking to Gail, and she said to come here, and that she would recommend that you give me an
No,
extension. of
I
time.
told you if you needed more time, you felt like you needed more time. You have to request it. There's an order
Okay,
in place.
I'm requesting more time.
Yeah, because I kind of remember this from last time.
Right.
And,
Well, since then, I've offered it for free to several people, and they wanted it, and then they didn't show up to get it.
right,
So I sold a sailboat with a motor and a trailer for $200 to this guy that's giving it to his he's gonna fix it up and give it to his 13-and-a-half-year-old grandson.
okay,
So he came by 2 days ago to move it, and he couldn't move it, and he came back again with a blowtorch to cut the nut bolts off, or whatever you call it, off the wheels, so he could take the wheels off. He went to Rayside Truck and Trailer to try to get new wheels replaced. They told him that they could get them to him by Wednesday. He found a place where he could get them quicker, which is Monday. So
okay.
he said
Well,
he's gonna have them delivered on Monday, and then he's gonna be here immediately to put the tires on and haul the boat away. So I'm requesting time to let him do that.
all right, what's the village say?
The issue we have is that if all that, it sounds like it could happen quickly, but if it doesn't happen quickly, again, the violation hearing is the time to request the time that you need to get into
Right.
compliance, so.
All right, what we're going to do here is, I'm kind of stuck where I am procedurally. So this is a 325 plus
Yes, sir.
continuing? All right. I really can't give you more time. I'm going to give them the order giving the 325 plus continuing, but you're going to get the boat out of there by Monday, hopefully. You'll call the, no, and this goes for everyone in the room. You can get the boat out tonight, and it doesn't matter until you call code enforcement and have them verify that the boat's been removed. So if they get the boat, if you get the boat out, you have to call them just so they can drive by and verify that it's gone. If it's gone on Monday, your fine will be $400 or $500 at the most. You'll come back in for a fine reduction. You'll tell me you sold it for $200 and explain about the tires, and I'll probably reduce it to the $200. Okay?
Well, the reason why I had to wait is because my only other option was to have it put on a flatbed truck and towed somewhere.
Well,
which
it's,
the cost was $200. I just sold it for $200.
I understood, and I'm trying to get you back to the $200, but that boat could sit there another month.
Well,
And then
if I
what,
guarantee you
what,
I'll tow it away if it's not
there,
going by
there's,
next week.
there's, they're gonna get their guarantee in the fine assessment order. And then if it's gone by Monday, it's $325 plus,
Wait a
hold
minute, you're
on.
misunderstanding. He said the wheels were gonna be delivered on Monday. This guy is a retired Army vet from Palm Beach Gardens, and I don't know if they're gonna be delivered in the morning or the afternoon. He told me that he would get them here immediately and remove the boat as soon as he got the wheels in.
Which is one more reason I'm going to not say, you know, if you knew, you're gonna give me a guarantee it's gonna be gone, but it may not be gone, is what you're telling me now. So
All
it's
I'm
like,
asking is that don't count on the mail service.
so, and you could have paid $200 to
Make
get
it
it hauled
Tuesday?
out of there.
Tuesday or Wednesday instead of Monday?
Well, see, they're not looking like they're wanting to give
We need
additional
to
time.
start the fine, this has
I
been going on since
misunderstood
May.
what I was
So
told.
this has been going on for months and months and months. The compliance date is long past now. We're 12 days past that, 13
Well,
days
that's
past
not,
that.
you know, I was in conversations with Dina, and I still don't know where she is. I don't know if she even works for you guys anymore or not, or if she's on vacation. But finally, I called your general phone number, and I didn't know who to ask for it. I wound up talking to Gail. That's, you know, I didn't have anybody to communicate with until I just called the general phone number. That's the truth.
I understand that, but sir, you still don't have the boat out of your yard. And there's no guarantee it's gonna be out of there on Monday. And the only way I can guarantee it's gonna be out of there is if there's a fine order asking you to pay a fine because you have to get it moved.
I was
And what
led
I'm
to
trying to
believe-
tell you is I'll drop it back down, but if you don't want it, okay,
Okay.
fine.
You do whatever you want.
325 plus continuing is granted.
So what do I do? I'm
You
confused.
get rid of the boat and you call the people at code enforcement to verify that the boat's gone, and then you apply for a fine reduction like I told you.
And how do I do that? Come back in here?
Yes, exactly. It's a one-line thing. But right now, you're in violation and the boat hasn't gone anywhere and someone may not pick it up.
Regardless, I'm gonna be fined $200.
Well, regardless, you're gonna be fined something, and it may be 200, it may be more.
Okay, so, but I just walk back in here like Monday? or
No,
Tuesday?
you have to have the boat removed before you can apply
Right, okay.
for the reduction. And once you want to do that, it's a one-line email. It's a one-line form.
It's a form. But
It's a very short
When
form.
he calls to say he's in compliance and we do the reinspection, we can discuss it then.
Yeah, they'll tell you
just
how to
call.
do it.
Okay,
Okay?
so I'm all set.
All right. Granted. Next.
Thank you, and we're moving to the addendum now.
Okay.
It's the fine assessment hearing, case 18-0554, 780 Camellia Drive, Elizabeth Thompson.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order granting continuance and setting fine assessment. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, the AS 400 printout showing that no permit has been pulled.
Okay. All right, you have an order granting continuance and setting fine assessment hearing.
State your name for the record for me.
Elizabeth Thompson.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village will like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order granting continuance and setting fine assessment hearing. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 3 is ISO 400 permit information. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No, but I just want to state for the record that I only received that on the 10th, this order.
Okay. Any other
Well, it
objections?
doesn't matter because you
No,
were
I just want to
here.
state that for the record.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, there's no permit for the work that was done?
Correct.
Okay.
So I've tried to go several times to pay for a permit, and it seems like there's a miscommunication also about what needs to be done to acquire the permit. They told me I needed a plan, like a architect plan or some sort of drawing of the awning that is over my patio. And so I had a general contractor friend drop the plan for me with all the measurements. I brought that in on Monday, and they said, no, this is not what we need. We need something signed and sealed from an architect, which that was the first I heard of that. And then they also told me I needed something called, and this is again not until Monday, a product approval packet from the state of Florida. So that was the first I was hearing of that, of all the things that were needed. Granted, I am a first-time homeowner, and before a couple months ago, I didn't even know what a permit was for, or I had to get one for my fence. I did that back a couple months ago when I was cited for the two things at the same time. And then this other situation I've been trying to rectify, but there has been so many okay, well, you need this, and then I try to bring it in, and then that's not the right thing, and now I realize, they told me on Monday that I have to get something signed and sealed from an architect, and they told me I need this product packet.
All right, so they told you this on Monday. You did this all on Monday. Was my order July?
8/13, yes, sir. And she was at the previous hearing.
She was at the hearing, and then she was supposed to have the permits done by when?
By
according-
9/4.
By 9/4.
Yes, sir.
There's a lovely saying in the law: ignorance of the law is no excuse. So you're a homeowner.
Sorry.
You're a new homeowner. Now, why are they asking you for these things? Because of things like Florence, hurricanes.
Right, I do understand that.
You had a general contractor put up some measurements. What they want is they want engineering or architectural drawings signed and sealed by an engineer or an architect that say these awnings meet the wind loads and won't fly away during a hurricane, because I don't want your awning in my yard.
And I understand that now. That was clearly explained to me on Monday. That was not ever clearly communicated to me, nor was I given any sort of, documentation if that's what I needed.
There's not some sort of seminar you get when you're a homeowner that tells you how to do these things. You have to figure them out. And when you didn't get your things done on time and submitted early, they told you it was wrong. And it was wrong because there are no wind loads and there are no engineering drawings and there's nothing signed and sealed in the file, correct? Correct.
Okay, well,
So,
I'm asking for more time because
I gave you more time at the last hearing. That was the time to ask for more time. It was granted. I came back as a fine assessment hearing because, if you don't do it in time.
And this case first started in March, so we're.
So yeah, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Part of it was the fence. You fixed the fence, but the rest of it, you just, it may be ignorance. I don't know, but you just can't sit here and go, okay, I didn't do it. And,
I am trying to fix it. I'm doing everything I possibly can to try to fix it.
Well,
So I'm just asking for if I can have a little bit more time. I can get this done now that I know exactly what I need. I can.
You were granted more time last time. It's not like you're going to get double the time because you showed up and you did it wrong.
It's been out of compliance for 8 days, so we'd be asking for a fine of $250 and continuing.
All right, $250 plus continuing.
I'm sorry, I misread that. 200 and continuing.
200 and continuing. You can either remove it or you can get it permitted, but you have to do one or the other.
Thank you.
Okay.
Moving back to page 3 of the agenda, still in the fine assessment hearings, 18-0275, 225 Sandpiper Avenue, Robert and Nora H. Romero Jr. I didn't get that. Go next.
Margaret Hancock, Code Enforcement Officer for the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order, find in violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. All right, you have service via posting. You can proceed.
Can you state your name for the record, sir?
Robert Romero.
Thank you, sir. These are the exhibits you need to get. Tell me when you're ready.
Let her rip.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is affidavit of service for the order granting continuance and setting fine assessment for today. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation.
Okay, so notice that the stumps were there on the 7th. Can I ask a question?
Hold on one second, we'll get to the
Yeah,
merits.
okay.
Let's get through these. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you, sir.
All right, admitted without objection. Okay, this has been a process here, so let's see what
Can
we're
I ask a
going.
question?
Sure,
She's Lou?
yes.
Okay, that surprises me. Okay, because I sent something on the website that went to her on the 7th. I'm just asking, did you get that?
You sent me an email?
It's on the website, and you can send a note to someone from code enforcement. It had your name. I'm surprised you're Lou. Not anything about that, but I did that on the 7th.
Is it on the civic thing?
And included the case number. No pictures, just, I think it was
Okay.
only about 2 sentences. Because the exhibits she gave me are dated the 7th, I would imagine that those are also on the 7th that I sent. And off the top of my head, I'll say what it said. I got the case number, and I said that on 9/7, the trees had been cut down and only the stumps are there and they were still alive. But that I had a contractor going in on Tuesday following, which was what, the 11th? And would remove that stump.
Okay.
And I have the pictures of what it looks like today in here.
Good. Because I know you've had issues health-wise and help-wise to get this thing done. So let's see what we have for pictures on the later.
Because I am not a gardening expert, I grew up on 142nd Street and Broadway in New York. The only grass I saw was when I went to Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
But they resodded the area also, which I didn't know was necessary, but they did that too.
Cool.
That one's fine, it's the grade.
That was the big one, right, in the backyard.
Looks like it is, because this big tree's over here from walking there. But just from the photographs, you can't, yeah.
I can't get to my email.
Okay, so we're going to just deal with this right now. Okay. Well, it may have been through the system that she may not have seen it because it's through a different system than the straight email. It's some comment board or comment thing that you can go through the village website on.
It's taken from outward angle, or mine from inward.
Oh, we're trying to find it.
This large tree.
Yeah, well,
I photographed that, so they're photographing out. I would assume.
all right, we're having trouble finding the email, so I'm just going to do something here and move this thing along. We're going to set it for another status/fine assessment hearing for next month. So that's 10/5/10/10? Is that, or 10/3/10/10?
Yeah, 10/5.
Well, 10/5,
No, it needs to
10/3.
be 10/3. I think 10/5 is.
Yeah,
gonna be-
10/3/10/10. 25 status
It was $50
fine,
in your previous
50,
order.
okay, 50. But this will give you the opportunity to go out there and inspect and make sure it's taken care of. And he's been here 2 or 3 times, working his way through this process. And because he's been showing up and trying, and I know that you've had problems physically and getting help here, that's why he's getting an extension, because he's been here 2 or 3 times. Okay? And that gives her a chance to check the emails, because I've watched her 4 or 5 times trying to get through here, and she can't even get through. So that's what we're gonna do to your case. Give her a call, so she can come by and look and make sure it's all taken care of.
Which
looks-
her?
Margaret, your
Margaret
code officer.
Hancock. Okay?
Okay.
Call, ask for Margaret.
Pictures?
And the pictures are
No
gonna go,
stamps, doesn't mean anything?
they're gonna stay in the file.
No.
You didn't give me any reports.
Okay. So call her and let her make sure, and who knows, maybe you won't even have to show up next time if it's all taken care of.
Hopefully.
Okay?
Okay.
We're good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for appearing more than once.
This one.
Yeah.
Staying on the same page, up 2 cases, 18-1352, 1365 Savoy Yard Way, Jeff 1 LLC.
Okay. Who do we have for Jeff One LLC,
Must
Limited
be
Liability
gone.
Company?
Must have left. So we're moving now to top of page 4. 18-0919, 140 Swan Parkway East. Teresa W. Zeddy.
Like to know the following documents and evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. All right, you have a signed green card, you have service.
Teresa Zeddy.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order finding violation with the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violations. Do you have any objection to these documents?
I do, because these are new pictures. They're newer than the ones that you actually wrote me up and presented the first time I was in here. All of these things have been addressed since these pictures have been taken, and everything is in compliance at this time,
we'll
so
get there.
no.
Okay.
I mean,
Any other objection?
other than,
All right, admitted over objection. All right, let me see those back, please, just for a second. I just want to see some dates. 9/12, 9/9. Got it. All right, thank you. All right, so we have garbage can in public view, play structure in disrepair, parking on front lawn, hedge exceeds maximum allowable height. Is that correct?
Right, she still has the one vehicle which now went from parking on the front lawn to parking on the back lawn, which is
worse.
the pickup truck.
The Ram, I think.
And that's in that picture.
Yep. The Ram truck. See, I was right.
And it appears to me like there's still part of the play structure right here, even though most of it is gone.
that is a folding umbrella.
Down on the bottom,
Yes.
on the ground.
Yep.
I can see the umbrella,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't know what this is. I do see that some of the play structures in the pickup truck. But I don't see what,
I can't tell
That
what that
appears
is
to-
either.
be still part of the play structure. And she was to comply with the parking by August 30th, so that still is not in compliance.
It's lemongrass.
And on the
And a
play
grill behind it.
structure
I'm
by
allowed to have a
September
grill in my yard,
10th.
am I not?
Okay, so,
She's saying it's a grill with lemongrass in front of it, not green.
okay, so the play structure may not be an issue.
That may not be, but the parking is still an
The
issue.
parking is still a problem. All right, so I took out the play structure. What section is the play structure? Was that a 2318 or something?
06190A1.
Okay,
And the order will just require continued compliance with that section. So
right.
that section will still stay in the order.
Okay, so the finding of fact on the play structure.
Correct. And then the other code sections have been out for 13 days at $50 a day, so we'd be asking for a fine of $650 and continuing.
All right, Ms. Zeddy, I think last we spoke, you were going to fix the play structure. I guess you decided to take it down. But parking on the side yard is worse than parking in the front yard
That's the backyard.
or the backyard. I mean, they're not supposed to park anything in the backyard. You're
I
not supposed to park.
understand that, and it wasn't parked, it was back there loading up the play structure, okay? It wasn't permanently there.
Where is it permanently now?
It's permanently in my driveway. I have a 4-car driveway, and I have 4 cars in it, and sometimes we have to move cars to get to the car we would like to use.
The photograph Margaret's indicating to me is taken today of it.
Of the
back there.
pickup.
So the photograph was taken today of the pickup truck parked on the
Was
side,
there, pulling the-
full of stuff.
Exactly. You know, I've been at work all day, and that's what was happening. It was being taken care of, so it could be in
Well,
compliance.
it was supposed to be taken care of when?
By 8:30.
By August 30th?
Yeah, the
Okay.
parking was August 30th.
The parking was August 30th, and it's past August 30th, and it's back there. And then, what else do we have? The height, or the hedges, have they been
That's been
trimmed?
taken care of.
So
It's
take
just a
that off
parking
too?
issue. Yes, sir.
So it's the parking issue.
Yeah, which I did have a picture also from the 7th, 9/7 of vehicles there.
That are also parked in the grass in the front.
They were, today they were in the road.
So,
That's not the front yard, that's the side yard, and, you know,
you don't
I-
park in the side yard, you don't park in the front yard, you park in the driveway, you park in the swale.
You can park on the side of your home, but it has to be within the boundaries of the
Right.
home, special magistrate.
Yeah, and it's usually have to be
Not all
on
fortunate.
Had
something.
it in the
Be able
front
to
of the
buy a big
house,
circular
no, back of the
driveway.
house. And I explained to Miss Zeddy exactly where she had to park.
And she doesn't. What's the fine?
not she doesn't. That's not true. I do as best as I can to comply. Sometimes we move things around, okay? Yeah, the truck was in the yard for the weekend and today because it was moving the play structure, okay? It's not permanently back there. Ms.
Well, you've
Hancock
just
can tell
admitted
you
that
it
it's
stays
been
in my
back there for
driveway.
3 days, and I don't know when it's going to be not back there, but it was back there 3 days after it was supposed to be moved. So obviously you don't care. So if you're not going to care, we'll just get an order fining you.
Okay,
That's
go
simple.
for it.
What's the
You'll
amount?
get it, you'll get it when I sell my house.
Been out for 13 days, so $650 and continuing.
$650 plus continuing is granted. You need to call the code enforcement officer to tell her when all the cars are in the driveway so this fine can stop. But if you put it back out of the driveway, in the side yards or in the backyard, you will be a repeat violator. There will be no grace time given, and
Not
you'll
if I
be
have it
fined
between
for
the
those.
front and the back of my house, correct?
Correct. You can't go past the front or the back.
Okay. I can play that. Are we
Good.
done?
We're done.
Good.
Thank you. Staying on the same page at the bottom, 18-0736, 100 Cape Ivy Point, Nautica Lakes HOA, Inc.
I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
We need to let 'em know that that was-
Okay, you have a signed green card, you have service.
Say your name for the record, sir.
Michael McCarthy, I'm the property manager for Nautical Lakes.
Thank you, sir. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order finding violation with the signed green card.
These are the original ones, right, from June, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is from the
Yep.
June 16th
Hmm.
order.
On the next case?
Exhibit 2 is proof
Correct.
of ownership
So
from the property
land,
appraiser
no.
website. And Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violations.
Oh, we have two of them? Or is it two cases or just one case?
No, just one, but the legal on the first one that you're hearing right now is wrong. The second one. It's the second
Okay.
case is legal.
Do you have any objection to these documents?
No objection.
Thank you, sir.
All right, admitted without objection. Where are we now? Okay.
Not on this, no.
So this has been out of compliance for 9 days, so we'd be asking for a fine of $225 and continuing.
Mr. McCarthy, has any of the problems been fixed?
Yes, some of the problems have been taken care of. Unfortunately, dealing with this company has been kind of a nightmare. We lost a representative to the company. I got changed over to another person, and that's why the last portion of this playground repair hasn't been done yet. We did all the other ones that were in violation, repairing the apparatus itself, refilling the mulch. That's all been taken care of, and we're just waiting on this. I have some email correspondence here that if you need proof that I've been talking to them. It's just been taking time for the installers to come out. We finally got the parts. They're in our warehouse, and we're just waiting for the installers. And I talked to them again today before I came, and they still refuse to give me a date to do the installation. And all I'm asking is just a little more time with that. He said within the next couple of weeks, and if you want, I'll show you the email from today. It's been a nightmare, I know. When it's 90 days, I'll show you we got it started even before I came to see you in June. I have not been dragging my feet, and if you want to see the email
Well,
chain.
I understand you haven't, and unfortunately, your vendors have. So
Yeah,
what does the village want?
The issue is, again, your previous order was from back in June, so significant time was given to correct these. It's still not all in compliance. The case started, in fact, back in April. So we're in the position, again, he asked for the time that he thought at the previous hearing that he needed to get it done, and that time has not been met, so we're at the point where we need to start running. So it's been out for, like I said before, 9 days.
And Special Magistrate, I thought that would be more than enough time. I thought that was a generous amount of time. And truly, I just couldn't get it done.
Right, I understand, and, I rely on your estimates, and I gave you months in additional time, and, now the village is sitting here going, well, we don't know when it's going to be done. You say weeks, but it could be months. I mean, you could be fighting with this vendor forever, and I just can't be stuck here in the middle going, do nothing. So we're going to do something. 225 plus continuing is going to be granted. I can only give so much time.
I understand totally. Could I ask for so do you have monthly meetings? Could you give us till the next month? Because I can
What I can give you is just, you have the ability to come back and ask for a reduction of the fine based upon all the emails you have with your vendors, that you are you were trying to do this in a timely manner, and they're the ones who kept you off. And that's all I can do at this point in time.
Okay.
Okay? 225 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you, sir.
And just for the record, the things that you did do and that, on the property, that's what actually complied your second case out, the safety issues on the playground with the equipment. So that complied that second case out.
All right, so you fixed one of them, you're back, what you're saying is you had two cases. One of them you fixed by doing your repairs, and this is just part of the other case.
The other case,
It
yes,
needs
sir.
to be finished, so
Right.
you've done half, and that's another reason or another thing to bring up during the reduction hearing.
Okay.
That you had two, you got both of them done. The one you got done was the one you had control over. The one you couldn't get done was the people who wouldn't respond to you.
And Special Magistrate, I have no control over it at all. I mean, you can only, yeah, I'm at the mercy of the vendors.
Right, especially if it's specialized playground equipment.
Extremely so, yes.
I represented a playground manufacturer out of South Carolina.
That's
The
what
parts
was
ca-
corrected. It's the landscape that's not correct.
Okay, so hopefully everything will get
And
done.
the edging,
You'll get,
Oh,
you'll
well,
get-
the land, well, oh, I thought there were separate cases, yeah, and the landscaping is another issue that's just
the
been,
playground equipment is
Mm-hmm.
one case. You have the landscaping and the edging around the playground that's not in compliance.
correct.
okay, so they fixed the one, but this is the one that needs to be fixed out before you can ask for reduction. The other one, there is no fine to reduce because you fixed it in time.
That's correct.
Been pulled from the agenda, that's right.
Okay.
Just, can you repeat that, please? I didn't get that last part. So, how is this being taken now?
Well, you had two cases. You fixed one of the cases and it's not even on the agenda today.
It is
It's on
on
the
the
Well, it's on
agenda.
agenda
It's
as the
being
second
removed.
case. Okay, is this,
And those were the repairs to the playground, correct?
those were the
To
playground?
the playground equipment,
Yes,
not
ma'am.
the edging around the playground.
Okay,
All right,
that's
so
correct.
You had case number 18-0911,
Mm-hmm.
9/11. So that one is just removed?
It's
All
being
right,
removed
so it's
later.
removed. So you did have that one, but still on case 18-736, you have to finish some things out.
That's the landscaping?
That's the landscaping part.
Okay,
And the edging around the playground.
okay.
Okay?
And now you're issuing fines, you said, correct?
Yeah, it's on the landscaping issue.
And
not
what
the
are these
playground
fines?
side. It's $25 a day, so it's $225 plus continuing.
$25 a day plus,
It was
Out of compliance for 9 days.
9 days times 25 is $225 plus continuing at $25 a day until it's fixed. And when it's fixed, you call and that stops the fines when they do the inspection. So once you get it fixed, call them and stop the fines, then apply for a reduction. Okay?
You'll get an order in the mail after tonight's hearing with all of that in it.
Okay. Next.
I
please.
just, I don't understand if you quite, the playground, I totally get that part. I understand. I would take the fines for that. But the landscaping issues, it's a very big project. The project's going to cost roughly $100,000. I had to bid out jobs. We had other jobs going on as well. I had sidewalks done. I have pavers done. We had an irrigation issue. We had spent about $30,000 in other projects that I had going on at the time when this all came about, and more so when I came to the first hearing. Doing a landscaping project that's going to cost us well over $75,000 is just not something that I can, and I had to bid these jobs out just to get vendors to come out to bid this big job. You can only find certain vendors. And that's why, for that reason, I would ask for, please, to give more time for the landscaping issues.
I gave you more time
I
at the
don't-
last hearing. I gave you months. I gave you the time you requested. It didn't get done. Now I'm going to give them what they're requesting, which is the fine, so you get it done. Okay? I gave you months. If you could have gotten it done in months, that's fine. Your project is probably based upon site plans, which include landscape plans, which are required to be maintained for the life of the project. That is your responsibility as the project manager for these people. They're supposed to keep this stuff up. Okay? And if they don't, they'll get fined. And they didn't, and they are. And I gave you time. And we're not giving more time now. I've given you a roadmap to do what you need to do, but you're wearing out your goodwill. So, we're done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just since the respondent's here, on the top of page 5, case 18-0911.
It's removed.
Is being pulled. Yes, sir.
Granted. Or doesn't even have to do anything. It's just being removed.
Thank you.
All right,
Moving
next.
next to repeat violation hearings, case 18-1454-12031 Southern Boulevard, Red Apple at Palms West LLC.
The code section is 15-132 and 14-2. The description, planting areas are overgrown, debris and trash are in the parking lot. This violation was observed on 7/20/2018, and it was signed for on 7/23/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation and notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, previous order, finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 4, pictures. Oh, how many days?
All right, you have a signed green card, you have service.
Can you state your names for the record, please, sir?
Greg Tallman,
And your relation to the property?
facility supervisor.
And your name, sir?
Scott Newton, contractor for the lawn service.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your name?
Scott Newton.
Thank you.
Are you new for maintaining it?
Yes.
Exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, and the signed green card. The previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3 is the proof of ownership from the property appraiser website, and Exhibit 4 is photographs of the violations.
What's wrong here?
I'm sorry?
What's wrong here?
I'll pull that one aside and get the code enforcement officer. He's questioning what this order is.
Yeah, I'll explain all this. So, on here, you have nothing but vine growing on here, on the top. You can see the little yellow flowers, those are all like the vine. This, you've got, this is full of like Florida holly, this is over here by the 7-Eleven. And those hedges that are actually in front here are pretty high for landscape divider islands. This is that same island, just a zoomed up picture. There's trash and debris, this is like all Florida holly, as you can see.
So
I can
mostly
see
around the
someone came in
7-Eleven.
here.
Yeah.
I can see someone came in
Yeah,
here.
we did
Well,
thin that
you
out.
have other issues that, you know, I don't know if they were there, I didn't start the case, but I'm
Okay.
following up on the case.
Right.
This too is 7-Eleven, this is the hedge, how high that is on the divider, so it should not be that high there,
Okay.
all right?
Is it, what's the?
That's all around 7-Eleven.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's where that's
this
at.
is garbage here,
Okay.
more garbage.
By Walgreens.
You just have grass, weeds growing all in here. This probably is supposed to be grass, but,
Okay.
your hedges are dying over here. Hold on, there's one where you're even losing cabbage palms. So I don't know what's going on out there.
That's right. It's center.
And there's, like, that's a bottle of vodka from the island.
Okay.
So,
All right, we'll get that taken care of.
Any objection to these documents?
Yeah.
I'm
Can I
sorry?
can I have copies of this?
Not at this time, but
Okay.
yes, you. Any objection?
Okay, admitted without objection. Okay, so this is a repeat violation, so some of these problems had existed and they were fixed at one time, I would assume?
yeah, I think they've had, well,
Landscaping issues?
let's see, it should be both code sections. Yes.
So,
They had landscape
This
and
is our
debris issues
replacement
previously.
Landscaper. Yeah.
And actually, it's not on this case, but this order has the sign code on it, and you guys have a banner up on the fence that I saw today.
Oh, okay.
So that needs to come down.
Enrollment banner. Okay. I'll take that down tomorrow. Yeah.
okay. So we have a dozen pictures of the planning areas and issues with all of this stuff, and it's a repeat violation, and
It's
been out of compliance for 55 days at $100 a day, so we'd be asking for a fine of $5,550 and continuing until compliance is achieved.
Probably one of the highest fines I've ordered in a while. I usually do 25s and 50s here in the village, so.
So, the, the first violation was in 2014, before I was even supervisor of the property.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you were the supervisor, it matters whether the violation was in 5 years now, and if it was in 14, that makes 19, so yes, it's in the 5-year window. If you go 5 years without a violation occurring for that code section, you basically start over again, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So you aren't past the 5-year window, you're 4 years in. So you're still in the repeat category. So 55 days at $100 a day, or 55 days at $100 a day?
Yes, sir.
You need to get it fixed so you can get it stopped. That's all I can really say, because they have proof of a dozen photos showing violations, and I saw them and you saw them, so not much I can do in this situation. 5,500 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you. Moving next to 18-1566, 101 Waybridge Circle A, Regina R. Colley.
Code section 0619111. Health safety repeat violation, pool is green and not maintained. I observed this violation on 8/14/18. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/14/18, as well as posted it to the property. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of repeat violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
November 2015. All right, you have an affidavit of service. You can proceed.
Regina Colley.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of repeat violation and notice of hearing. Notice of repeat violation. Exhibit 2 is the previous order finding violation. With the service document. Exhibit 3 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 4 is a photograph of the violation. Do you have any objection to these documents? Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. Okay, so the pool looks like it's half drained and half green.
It's not working, but I was told to just keep it clean with the chlorine, and that's what I've been doing since the first violation.
As to code, clean would be, you would be able to see a quarter at the bottom of the pool. You definitely can't see nothing in that water.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I mean, they told me that 2009 when I first started here. What do you mean by clean? And the village's
Well,
code
they were
says
just
you have
saying
to.
as long as the water wasn't green, because the pump and stuff is not working, that as long as, I don't know.
The water is definitely green, and maybe even beyond green.
When
How
I
many
see
times you
it,
came?
when I see it's green, I do.
How many times have you came to see? I'm the one who put chlorine and acid in there every 2 weeks. You can check pics.
Last
pick a
time I was
penny.
there on the 7th.
Okay, so you just probably happened to come between.
Sir, what is your name for the record?
I'm Kerry Wilson. I'm her son.
Thank you.
But we do keep it.
I'm out there all the time. So you came randomly and just randomly saw it, which I understand that's your rules, but don't say it's not a quarter because y'all don't come like that. I'm out there all the time.
Well, if it's clean now, she'll go down there tomorrow and look at it. Will she see a clean pool?
That's fine. I'll see you tomorrow.
It's
Okay.
not green.
And I'm home. Knock on the door.
But I do keep it, when I see it start turning green, I do keep the chlorine in it because I'm trying. I just got the roof fixed, so hopefully next year I can get the patio and the pool done.
Okay, well,
This has been out of compliance for 30 days, so we'd be asking, and it's at $150 a day. we'd be asking for a fine of $4,500, and we'd also be asking for a one-time abatement for the pool tabs and the administrative
How
costs
much
in
you
the amount of
said?
$206.
But it's been going on for years, and they just not. They're not cool. What is this?
I'm
Go ahead. I'm gonna shut up.
All right, is this a complaint generated by the neighbors or something like that?
It was actually seen by our building inspector.
It's inside of private
She got to
fence,
take a picture through the gate to see it.
and it's not noticeable, but I do, like I say, I do, since the first time I came here. And when they I do what they say do, and I have been doing what they say do. But I get caught in between, and I do try to keep it.
Again, you need to see a quarter at the bottom of the pool, and it has to be maintained.
I
This
did
is a
not
health
know
issue.
you had to see the bottom of the pool when the pump doesn't work, period. It's no,
Yeah, that's in the village code. They don't make up the stuff about the
I
quarter at the
understand.
bottom.
I'm not saying that. I
That's,
didn't-
that's just a
Don't say
water,
Such a thing. That's not necessary.
but
All that slickness is not. We're just trying to get the case resolved.
I'm just trying to get the
All
case
that
resolved.
all that slick talk you've been doing is not
Can't you,
necessary.
like, leave,
No, because
please?
that's rude. He's been rude the whole time. I sitting right there. People ignorant. Come on, bro. I'm gonna move, man, because this is not cool.
All right, what's the proposed fine?
$4,500. It's been out for 30 days. And a one-time abatement, which would include $75 for the pool tabs and $206 in administrative costs.
All right, well,
No, they ain't been out there but once. 2009, $4 grand. Come on.
all right, what's 30 times 25? $750. All right, I'll do $750 plus continuing. If it's good tomorrow, it stops. And then you can ask for a reduction.
so what do I,
She's gonna come by tomorrow, according to his
Okay.
invitation, and she's gonna look. And if she can see a quarter at the bottom of the pool, she'll give you an affidavit of compliance and it'll stop.
okay,
Okay? And this fine, if it's on your homestead, can't be collected until you sell the property or it no longer becomes your homestead property. Okay, so it's not like you're gonna get foreclosed on this, but you need to deal with it somehow, because this was a 2015 order of mine.
but, okay.
And Special Magistrate, if we could, we would still request that the abatement be included in the order if it's not
I'm
done by
going
a certain
to,
date.
yeah, well, I'm going to order the abatement if it's necessary after your inspection. Okay, they have pool tabs that they throw in there that will shock it and
Yeah,
make
we
it clear.
shock it,
I
we
buy
shock it and we
chlorine.
buy the chlorine for
Keeps
I
the
shock it
mosquitoes.
myself.
Keeps the mosquitoes out.
Doesn't clean it.
Doesn't clean it?
No.
Okay, well, we're not, we'll deal with abatement later. I just want to see whether or not it's clean tomorrow. And if it is, we're fine. And if it isn't, we'll bring it back. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving now to the violation hearings on the bottom of page 5, 18-1232, 275 Ponce de Leon Street, Ryan A. Whitney.
The code section is 2657, canopy without a permit. I observed this violation on 6/26/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted it on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
Okay. You have an affidavit of posting. You can proceed.
Ryan Whitney.
Thank you. These are the exhibits the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is affidavit of service for the notice of violation and notice of hearing. Notice of hearing, notice of violation. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation. Any objection to these documents?
Nope.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So canopies have to be permitted in the village.
Okay, according
And-
to the letter that was put on my door, it says to please get a permit for the canopy. We have gone to the building department and tried getting a permit for the canopy, and they said that there's no permit for the canopy. Going online to the building or the City of Royal Palm Beach's website, you pull up the information right here for important code enforcement information, and right here it says canopy and membrane structures. The village code requires that all canopies and membrane structures are permitted through the building department. But myself and my wife are told that they are not permitted in the village of Royal Palm Beach and that there's no permit for them. So where do we go from this?
We permit them every day.
Every day. I don't know who you spoke to. I work in the building department.
Well, my wife was here. She can vouch for me because she's the one that went to the building department.
My name is Jennifer Whitney. I am the wife. I went the day after the violation was placed on the door, and I spoke with, as soon as you walk in the door, the first person on the left-hand side.
That would be me.
And you specifically told me it is not your policy that you guys do not give permits for canopies or tents. If there's any issue, to contact Todd from the building department.
I would never say that. And what I would have said is in 2009, the building code changed that any shade structure that is up for more than 3 days, it must be permitted. If you have it in a setback, we will not put it in the setback. I sit at the very first desk.
Ma'am,
I've
I
been
went
here
the
for
day after
15
the
years.
violation was here, and I went to get the permit, and I was told that there are no canopies or tents allowed in the village of Royal Palm Beach. It is not your policy that was voted on through the village. It was, ma'am, if I could give word for word, I'm not trying to cause a problem.
Okay, then I said that, but I know.
Okay, so
But
what,
I'm-
hold up, so what
I'm not gonna get into
so
it.
what
No, I'm
permit
not
do I
trying to
need to
argue.
get so I can have this permitted and I can take care of
You
this?
have to get a permit.
That's not a problem.
Okay, that's not a problem, but what permit?
A canopy
It
permit.
is a shed or other accessory structure permit that we have at the village. You
Okay.
need a copy of your survey, you need an owner-builder affidavit,
Shed or other?
other, shed or other accessory structure. It's also online.
Okay.
I'm just very upset because I went to get the permit and I was specifically told that they are not allowed in Royal Palm Beach, that they must be removed.
Now, you talked to her?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because she actually called
'Cause I
me and
called
she
my
said,
husband immediately
immediately
after.
because I'm in the construction trade, and she mentioned something about you saying that it's not allowed in the village of Royal Palm Beach because it doesn't meet Florida building code.
And I actually took notes during our interaction that specifically said, I need to go to floridabuilding.org, speak to Todd about the building codes. It must be set back 15 feet from the property line or less than 8 feet tall. And I then called my husband, and my husband said, no problem, I will take care of it, we'll see what we need to do. I'm not saying that I won't
I
get a
can't
permit.
imagine that you spoke to me. I don't recall you.
Okay,
but
well, we're going to
yeah,
give
I'm
them
not gonna
enough
get-
time to get a permit
I
for
will
their
absolutely get a
canopy so they
permit.
can keep their Grand
Well,
National
I'll come
under
in
the
tomorrow
cover.
and get a
Oh, you know.
permit.
Okay?
Thank you, sir.
So we're asking
Okay.
for compliance by 11/1, or the 11/14 fine assessment hearing, or a $25 a day fine.
(11/1, 11/15,
14,
14,
or $25 a day.
or 25.
Okay, so we have until 11/1 to get a permit and
You have until 11/1 to get the permit issued, which means,
everything taken care of?
which means you need to get it done 2 or 3 weeks before, because it takes them 2 or 3 weeks to get things through plan review.
I will get it done this week.
No, you won't get it done this week. You'll get it
No,
submitted
we'll get it
this week.
submitted this week.
Right.
and
Because
then
it
we'll
won't be
wait for it to
issued
come out and then
because
call in for the
it's going to
permit
take
for
a
the
few
inspection.
weeks to do that.
Okay.
All right, and this is just one of those things where hurricanes again.
I understand.
Don't want it blowing around, probably has to be anchored somehow, some way.
Absolutely.
I'm
So
not
no
opposing
problem. 11/1, 11/14, 25.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
You're good?
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. We're up to page 5, woohoo.
Top of page 6.
Now 6.
Oh, right here. Case 18-1233, 126 La Mancha Avenue, Jorge L. Dalen and Jorge L. Ronjo Jr.
Code section is 14.4A, disabled unregistered vehicle. I observed this violation on 6/26/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter in evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3 picture.
Okay, we have a signed green card. And an exciting Sable. Okay. Oh, and the Suzuki too.
Daylin Naranjo.
Thank you.
And Jorge Naranjo.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is a notice of hearing, notice of violation, and the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation. Do you have any objection to these documents?
Those vehicle's not there anymore.
Okay,
that
well
will
then
get
it'll
there.
be real easy.
Thank you.
Okay.
One of them is not there.
All right, so there are pictures of vehicles without tags. You want the vehicles either tagged or removed. They say the vehicles are gone, so,
One of them is gone, the other one's still there because it's the neighbor's car.
well,
And I took pictures of it today because I went by and I told them something that I needed to remove the vehicle from there.
okay, well,
We have photos showing that they're trying to like,
hold on one second. Let me just get my little act together here. Okay. You have, which one was yours and which one was the neighbor's?
The SUV
Is
was
your-
my sister-in-law's car. She
Okay,
moved
so the
out.
SUV is gone.
Yeah, she moved out already.
Okay, which leaves the Sable, and the Sable belongs to the neighbor?
To the neighbor. Because we're not living in a property, the house up for sale right now.
Okay,
so we were
so,
just letting them use the parking spot because they needed a place to park it, but we didn't know that this was gonna happen.
okay. So have you gotten the neighbors to remove the vehicle back to their property?
I spoke to them today, I took pictures, they're actually trying to charge the battery right now so they can remove it. They said they'll have it gone by tomorrow morning.
Okay, good. We're gonna give you, what is this, another 11?
No, compliance by 9/27 or the 10/10 fine
Well,
assessment hearing.
9/27, what day's today?
The
The
12th.
12th, okay, that should be tons of time then?
Yes,
9/27,
Or 10/10 fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine.
10/10, 25. Stay on them, as soon as it's moved, call her, make
It's
her come by.
unfortunate. You told me the property is vacant now.
Yeah, it's vacant.
And people will do that. They'll park on your property.
And I'm living in Miami, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, well, no, you're gonna make sure it's gone. She will go there, confirm it, she'll do an affidavit of compliance.
Yeah, I
That
have
means
your
the
phone
case will be
number. I'll
taken
call
care
you
of.
if somebody else parks over
You
there.
know, and then now she knows it's the neighbor's car. So, yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. There's like 3 cars in front of a foreclosure house on the lake. You look, the grass is this high and they're all the neighbor's cars.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're all parking over there. Okay, great. All right, 9/27 or 10/10 or 25, you'll get an order in the mail.
Okay.
Make sure you follow through and get the affidavit from the lady that says that they've moved it.
They have
Don't
a
go anywhere,
second
you have a
case.
second case.
Oh, we have another one, okay.
18-1357, 126 La Mancha Avenue, Jorge L. Dalen, Jorge L. Naranjo Jr.,
12A, okay.
Second one down.
What page?
7, second one down.
7 down, okay, 7, number 2.
The code section is 2318B3, parking on the lawn. I observed this violation on 7/13, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, and posted it on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Mitsubishi this time. Different one. All right, you have service by posting.
Daylin Naranjo.
And Jorge Naranjo.
Thank you. Again, these are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. And the affidavit of service is on the front. Exhibit 2, proof of ownership. And Exhibit 3, again, photographs of the violation. Any objection to these documents?
Okay. Is that one yours?
That's my father's car, and it's no longer there either.
Okay. And just so you know, if it's not tagged, if you put it in the garage, it's fine. So he can leave his car there, it just has to have a valid tag, or it just has to be in the garage.
I think they were living there, but they moved out already, so.
Okay, well, then, the
This is
same
a
920,
No, finding of fact.
finding of fact is all done. Okay, finding of fact is granted. This one, they've already figured out that the car's been moved, so they've acknowledged that it's gone. Okay, so just a finding of fact will come out on that one. Yeah, talk to your neighbors and tell them if they want to park something in your yard, you better have a good tag.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Staying on the same page, 18-1622752 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Tru Thai Nguyen and Bon H. Ong.
Okay,
Code section. Code section is 14.4A, disabled vehicles and not moving. I observed this violation on 8/22, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures. When I wrote the violation, the white vehicle was there with a flat tire, and then within a couple days, the black one showed up with no taillights on it.
Okay, I was like, it's got a tag. Need some taillights.
Ben.
Thank you. Your last name?
Oh, Winchi.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1
Mm-hmm.
is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, and signed green card.
Mm-hmm.
Exhibit 2, proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 3, photographs of violations.
Okay.
Do you have any objection to these documents?
Yes, I need to tell her.
Okay, we'll get
No, that's not an objection to the documents, that's just proof or evidence or something else. Okay, so they're admitted without objection. We had a white one, now we have a black one. And the black one's problem is it's not got taillights.
It's a finding of fact.
Oh, he fixed it.
finding of fact, yes, sir.
You fixed it.
Okay, thank you.
Finding of fact. So that means that you can't do this again for, 5 years. So make sure they're tagged and have taillights on them.
Yes,
Yeah, and
thank
make
you.
sure they move every 30 days. Those vehicles have to move.
How many days, ma'am?
30.
30 days.
Sure.
What I do is I turn them around.
Sure.
I have an 87 Mustang.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I just, once every few weeks, I turn it around. So it's pointing
Because,
towards the road for a while, and it points towards the, the house for a while. So that's
Mr. Duck, because sometimes the tenants they have 3 cars, and I spoke to him. I said, I want to keep the village. I don't want a problem.
Yeah, well,
so what happened is.
well, if they listen to you because they fixed it.
No,
so.
no. Let me tell you, please.
Sure.
So they have one white car and one gray, for example. Okay. I understand. Sometimes when you go to work, especially he's a painter, he only need one car to go work. You know what I'm saying? But I realized because I rent the house out, I didn't know, that you're supposed to move the car every 30 days. Now I know. But the thing is that I would just want to explain to you, sometimes people only use one car every day.
Right.
Right,
Because those houses, they don't have garage. You know what I'm saying? So they have to park.
All right. Well, what I'm saying is all you have to
Sure, I talked to him, no problem.
just
We take
once a
care of
month, tell them to turn the
Sure.
car around.
Absolutely, that's fine. Once a month, every 20 days, I have him rotate around. Be sure it's
Yeah, well,
drivable.
they just
Thank
have-
you. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Finding of fact is granted.
Everybody have a good day.
Thank you.
Next.
Next, page 8, 18-1300, 1357 Ryan Lane, Kelly R. Lewis.
Code section 622, 108.4, 06, 190, A1, 3, and 4. Work done without a permit, sidewalk and driveway are stained. This violation was observed on 7/9/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/12/18, and posted it to the property as well. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS 400 permit information.
Okay. The work without a permit at the stucco door and the doors?
Stucco doors.
Okay, I'm just
possibly
trying to make sure I'm
windows.
looking at the right pictures. You have an affidavit of service, you have service.
Kelly Lewis. Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, affidavit of service for the notice of violation and notice of hearing. Notice of hearing, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, proof of ownership from property appraiser website. And Exhibit 3, photographs of the violation. Finally, Exhibit 4 is the ISO 400 permit information. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so she needs a permit to get the stucco approved.
She has applied for her permit.
Okay.
So we gotta wait for them to be printed.
Issued and printed.
And she needs to pressure wash sidewalk and driveway.
I pressure washed the sidewalk
that my son-in-law ran over the cord while I was pressure washing when he was mowing. So my new pressure washer will be here on September 22nd.
Our children.
All right, so he
It's
mowed
not
your,
funny.
he mowed your pressure, I have a spare if you want it.
He
He mowed your pressure washer
ran over the
cord.
cord, yes.
11, 1, 11,
While I was
14,
pressure washing
25.
the sidewalk, he ran over the cord. But the
Kids.
sidewalk's done.
11, 1, 11,
Not the driveway.
14, 25. So get it all done by November 1st. Make sure you call the ladies. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1301, 1320 Chorus Way, Maria A. Woodrup.
Code section 06190A1, the paint on the structure is faded. This violation was observed on 7/9/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/12/18, and they.
Hold on, wait
Is
a minute.
Maria here?
Here for that case, or did they leave? 1320 Forest Way. No?
Going once? No?
No, they must have left.
All right, we'll pull that and just deal with that later.
Yep, moving to the top of page 9, 18-1428, 1170 Grand Duke Way, Brian C. and James C. Hazeltine.
Got one for that one. Code section 622-105.5, permit for siding repairs has expired. This violation was observed on 7/18/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/18/18, and it was signed for on 7/26/18. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3A is 400 permit information.
Okay, you have a signed green card, you have service.
Brian Hazeltine.
Thank you. These are the exhibits the village will enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, as well as the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from property appraiser, and exhibit 3 is ISO 400 permit information. Do you have any objection to these documents?
Nope.
Thank you.
All right, so had a permit for siding repairs?
It's been done for over a year.
It's probably never got inspected is the problem.
Exactly.
So what does he have to do?
Renew
You have
the
to renew
permit.
the permit.
Get it finalized.
You need to renew the permit, it'll probably cost you twice. What do you guys
This
see,
is the
doubles?
third one. The second permit I pulled, it was already done.
Yeah, well, that should have been inspected as well, does it? No?
It was at the same, that's what I'm saying. The first permit, I had gotten in a car accident right after it, but I had done that, but I was getting injections in my back because I had got some herniated discs from the accident. So then it overlapped, so then I pulled the second permit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
But it was already done at that point.
You mean that you renewed the permit?
Right.
Okay, but you have to have a final inspection.
Right, I understand that, but that's what I'm just saying. It was done before the second permit was pulled.
so the work's already
Already
been done, it just needed to be inspected,
Right,
but you had a
exactly.
medical issue
Right.
that kept you from getting it inspected, so
Right.
you're pretty good with the process now, you know how to
Right.
pull another one. 11-1, 11-14,
25 a day, yes, sir.
25, no problem.
What's that?
11-1, you'll get it done by November 1st.
Right.
New permit, get it inspected this time, just for fun. All right, 11-1, 11-14, 25.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Staying on the same page near the bottom, 18-1131, 138 Sunflower Circle, Felicia M. Matula.
Code section 06190A1 and 2, structures stained. I observed this violation on 6/11/18, sent on a notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/12 and 7/17/18. I had to change the hearing date. I didn't give her enough time.
Okay.
It was signed for but not dated. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. Service via posting.
Felicia Matula.
Thank you. These are the exhibits the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is affidavit of service for the notice of violation and the notice of hearing. Signed green card.
Okay.
Notice of hearing. Notice of violation.
Mm-hmm.
Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership. And Exhibit 3 is photograph of the violation.
Okay.
Do you have any objection to these documents?
Nope.
Thank you.
Okay, so is the paint along the bottom?
Yeah, along the bottom. It's stained.
It was fixed over I don't know when you came, but my husband painted the side of the house over the weekend.
Oh, the 7th, Friday, I was there the last
He painted it on Saturday.
Of course.
You could have called.
He did. I
But
have a
you're going to
picture.
have until November 1st.
November 1st or the 11/14 hearing,
Yeah.
joint assessment hearing, 25 a day.
Do you want her to come by and look?
Yeah, can you come by tomorrow or whenever?
Sure can.
Thanks.
Okay. See, saved you a phone call right there.
Okay.
You have to have this done by November 1st, but you're already done, so it'll be easy.
Okay. And then the fence?
That doesn't
Got
say
a
anything
permit
about
for it,
fence.
I had, yeah, I pulled the
Yeah,
permit.
so that's already been taken care of. 'cause
Okay,
you
great.
got the permit.
Yeah, they probably had you for not permitting it or permitted expiring or something like that there.
No,
Oh,
they're
did a new one?
putting in a new fence, so
Okay.
they got the permit for it, so
Okay,
now
that's
she
fine.
goes to building on that.
Okay,
Have,
thanks.
have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Moving to top of page 11, 18-1403, 171 Dove Circle, Jose C. and Anna P. and Christian J. Matute.
Code section 622-105.591, permit for the fence has expired. I observed this violation on 7/16, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/17/18. I'd like to know the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Finding a fact eventually.
Yes, sir, please.
Christian Matute.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the voters like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of hearing and notice of violation. Notice of hearing.
It
notice
is.
of violation. Exhibit 2, proof of ownership. Exhibit 3, ISO 400 permit information.
I've got a jacket.
Exhibit 4 is affidavit of compliance. Do you have any objection to these
Might be
documents?
helping.
Wool.
What's this from?
This is an affidavit of compliance indicating that you've come into compliance.
Oh, okay.
Any objection?
Yes. No.
You're going to get what's known as a finding of fact, which means you've done it. Just don't do it again.
Okay.
So,
Make sure you get your permit finalized also. That way
Yeah.
then you'll-
because then it would go to repeat.
yeah, what happens is the building department doesn't have any power to enforce anything, so they dump piles of these on code enforcement and make them try to clean them up. So just make sure when your fence is done, you get it inspected.
Okay. All right.
Just call for an inspection. They barely look at it. I remember when the guy came out, I'm like, he's going to measure my fence. He looked at it and went, good, bye. I said, it's tall enough. It's not too tall. Yeah, right, bye.
Just make sure you get that final inspection, that way you won't expire again.
Okay. All right. I will do
Thank
that.
you.
All right.
Great.
Have a good night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Same page, 18-1463, 152 Bob White Road, SRP Sub LLC.
Code section 06190A1, 2, 3, and 5, structure, sidewalk, driveway, worst aid. I observed this violation on 7/25/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/25/18, the sign for it on 8/2/18. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
What now?
In the restroom.
She's in the restaurant?
I have to repeat that.
No, you can go
Okay,
ahead.
thank God.
All right. Can we just give her a finding of fact and tell her about it? She'll be happy.
We need to do the documents.
Do you want to go through all the due process?
We can skip
Boy,
that
what
one
a
and do the
lawyer.
next one while we're waiting.
Sure.
Or, do you have that one?
Is she coming out?
Okay, we'll skip that one until she comes back. 18-1464, 112 Swan Parkway East, Dorothea Griffin.
Okay, code section 06190D, planted areas are not maintained. I observed this violation on 7/25/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/25/18, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. You have service via posting. You can proceed. Look what happens when you go to the bathroom.
Dorothea T. Griffin.
Thank you. These are the exhibits the voters would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and notice of hearing. Notice of hearing. Notice of violation. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. And exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation.
Line 7. I just redid everything. Okay. Yeah, so you can tell I've been working in the yard, but okay.
Okay, we'll get there. Any objection to these documents?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So it's just the planter area and the fronds and the planter. She'll get that done.
And trim around them, clean all the weeds and
You almost need
debris
to
out
pull
of
the
them.
border off and just mow right up to the edge.
Yeah, Yes, I've been working on it. I've done at least my lawn about 3 times since the first time you gave notice, so.
Oh, believe me, we've been out weeding. I've got 3 planters out front. I'm just a
It's
weeding
crazy.
fool. It's horrible. It grows and then it grows and then it grows more. 111 or 11.
Sir, this one, we'd be asking for compliance by 9/27, or the
Oh, God.
10/10
Yeah,
hearing,
I
or
called
$25
tomorrow.
a day fine.
By third Friday, I'll get it done.
9/27, 10/10. You can get it done by the 27th. Yeah.
I have it done by the
Just give
Friday.
me a call, I'll come out.
Yeah,
That's
give her a
better.
call. You don't even have to be there. You just have to tell her to come by.
Mhm.
She'll go, she'll look at the planner, she'll go, it's done, give you your affidavit of compliance, you'll be fine.
All right, thank you.
Great, thank you very much.
Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
All right, back to bathroom lady.
Back to 18-1463.
I was just gonna give your finding of fact, you fixed it, but she wants you to see all these documents.
Figured you'd ask me if everything came out okay. But yeah.
Can you state your name for the record, please?
Julie Hines.
Julie Hines.
Thank you. These are the exhibits the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of hearing, notice of violation with the signed green card. Exhibit 2, proof of ownership. Exhibit 3, photographs of the violations. And Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance. Any objection to these?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I'm not allowed to make such jokes.
I understand.
All right, finding of fact is granted.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Moving
next.
Now to page 12, fine mitigation hearings, 18-0044, 112 La Mancha Avenue, IH6 property, Florida LP.
20. Mr. Finlayson, you know the routine? Well, they're gonna do some stuff first.
Right down here into evidence, Exhibit 1, the order assessing fine. Exhibit 2, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 3, request for fine mitigation. And Exhibit 4, verification of ownership.
Okay. What's the amount?
The amount,
Uh,
sorry, it's 5,800. And the village's costs are 1688.82.
All right, Mr. Finlayson, why should the fine be reduced?
Well, after the hurricane, we, as you know, went through a lot of fences. We had to repair a lot of fences, just like everybody else in the village. We ended up putting about a $5,600 fence, as 160 linear feet, beautiful fence. Once we were made aware, we went to the contractor. They were supposed to get the permit pulled, and I think this was in January this started. We went back and forth. There was problems with having to get the survey to complete the package. A lot of problems with the resident not allowing access to the home. That's since been dealt with. The permit should be completely closed. The fine should be completely paid, and we're just hoping that you can do something to help alleviate the costs a little bit with this fence. Obviously, we understand that it was not correctly permitted, but there was a lot of circumstances with the vendor and also with the resident that kind of delayed us with this and with also the AC permit, which is a separate issue.
Okay. And the village's position is?
We understand those, however, this is a repeat violation, so we would be okay with 2 times our costs here, which does give him a bit of a reduction.
Which is, do the math for me.
I did 3377.64. I knew you were gonna ask.
Because I'm a lawyer. I'm 77 points. You could make it .66 just to keep the alliteration going. All right. The $5,800 fine is reduced to $3,377.64 payable by
90 days would be 12/12.
by 12/12, or it reverts back to the 5,800. Got it. Next, 20A, same property.
18-0061, 112 La Mancha Avenue, IH6 property, Florida LP.
Right to enter into evidence, the order assessing fine. Exhibit 2, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 3, request for fine mitigation. And Exhibit 4, verification of ownership.
Okay. And you're giving me these because you like me with paper. All right. What's the amount of the fine?
$450.
And your costs are like 1,000?
Yeah, the cost exceeds, so I don't have a number for you.
Oh, well, you win some, you lose some. What?
Cost is $450. Okay. I don't know why that's on there then.
Please share the news with them.
Yeah. This is gonna be my last hearing.
We just got you broken in.
I know. Well,
All right, the $450 is not reduced.
Thank you.
thank you.
And we're sorry to see you go because you worked on stuff.
Moving next to the top of 13, 18-1163, 123 Granada Street, Juniper Road Properties LLC.
Okay.
I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, order finding repeat violation and assessing fine. Exhibit 2, request for fine mitigation hearing, and Exhibit 3, verification of ownership.
It can't be that much because it's an 18 order. All right, how much is the fine?
$500.
Sir, your name for the record?
Martin Gerber, I'm the managing member of Juniper Road Properties LLC.
All right, why should the fine be reduced?
As I've given testimony to this special magistrate before, we're in the business of residential rentals. And as part of that business, sometimes it becomes necessary for us to evict a tenant. This happened 4 years ago in the village of Palm Beach, and we're advised of code violations, which we immediately remediated. In 2018, not so long ago, we also evicted another tenant from a residential residence. And we were also notified in that instance of code violations, which, if you note, we remediated within 5 days of that notice. Accordingly, we are at the mercy of our tenants in some instances. So therefore, I would request that all the fines be waived, or in the alternative, just be assessed for costs that the village incurred.
And therein lies the problem. You have a $500 fine, but I assume the village's costs are what?
They exceed the fine amount, so they're not, we didn't
Pardon
tabulate
me?
them.
The village's costs exceed the fine amount. So if I reduce it to the village's costs, you'll be paying more.
Well, then I'd like the alternative to be fined at not the repeat rate, but as this was an initial violation.
The trouble is, we're past that point. It's a repeat violation, so your previous order assessed a fine amount.
But the special magistrate does have the ability to do that, does he not?
Right, we would oppose that. This was a repeat violation, so we would strongly oppose that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm less inclined to do this on repeat violations than on initial violations, and their costs exceed this $500 amount. So.
And for the record, we have additional costs to release any liens once this is paid, so there will be additional costs that are incurred by the village to.
So they're going to have to draft a release of the liens, and they're going to have to record that as well.
Can I give somebody a check this evening?
You can give anyone a check. No, you can. The fines are not continuing, correct?
Correct.
So it's just $500. You can do it at your leisure. So.
Can I do it now?
If you.
No, I cannot take money now.
Okay.
Just mail it in.
I
That'll be
always can
fine.
take money.
No reduction, but thank you very much for trying.
I will get something in the mail.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next one down, 17-1784, 1309 Savoyard Way, SRP Sub LLC.
You're still here. See, I can say that.
I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the order requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, the request for fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, the order assessing fine. And Exhibit 3, verification of ownership.
Okay. This is a fence fine. How much?
The fine amount is $4,150.
$41.50.
And the village's costs are $1,571.52.
And I won't stop you from telling the story, so tell the story. Well, why should it be reduced?
I would almost repeat exactly what Ryan said.
And that's probably the best thing for you to do. Double fine?
Yes, sir, and the double fine amount would be $3,143.04.
By 1212?
Yes.
3143.04?
Correct.
By 1212. Sold?
Thank you. Yes.
Granted.
Thank you. Next.
Or reduced. Next.
17-1290-12001 Southern Boulevard, Williams and Sons Realty of 29th Street, Inc. Thank you.
20,
I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the request for fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, the order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4 is the affidavit of compliance.
okay. And my normal questions, how much is the fine, and how much are the costs?
The fine amount in this case is $5,350, and the village's costs are 2087.50.
All right, and you, sir, are?
My name is Short Fakir. I'm a member of William and Sons.
All right, you're going to have to spell that. Your name was what?
George Fakir.
Okay, George, I get the rest you're going to have to help us with.
Spell your last name, sir.
Fakhir.
Wouldn't have gotten it. All right. Why should the fines be reduced, sir?
Could I proceed?
Sure.
Okay, actually, we've owned this property for the last 18 years. We're very proud of it. And as you could probably go back to your records, we've never had an instance like this ever occur. What have happened, Miss Foley used to, if anything happened to the, it's a Walgreens on Southern Boulevard, and it's a net asset property. What anything she had an issue with shrubs, anything, she used to send an email, because I live in New York and we're not present at the site, but every 3 months I make a point to inspect the property, okay? So for the last 18 years, we had no issues whatsoever. And if there's an issue, she used to contact me via email, and I would address it immediately. Even 2 weeks ago, she noticed something in the parking lot pod. She emailed me, and we've addressed it. I inspected the site today, and it's removed. She asked for Walgreens to issue to do a permit for it. Okay, so no knowledge of this violation whatsoever of notice. And then when we ran a title search, for a refinance, we found out that obviously this violation existed. We've called. We had a hard time even getting documentation, okay? Nobody wants to tell us the amount. Nobody wants to tell us a violation. Nobody wants to tell us anything. Till I had to fly down here, meet Miss Foley at the site. She had to explain what went wrong with a kind of a notice to Walgreens, because they had a shrubbery kind of, they need to take care of some shrubs, and that the building needed some power washing, fading. They sent this notice to Walgreens in Chicago. They claimed that they couldn't send me anything because they pay the tax bill, and the notice goes to the tax bill, not the ownership. But on the other side, I get the violation, okay? So Walgreens took care of their piece of it, which is the shrubbery, did not notify us till we ran the title search, and we find out when we did the refinance piece. Since then, I've met with Ms. Foley at several times. We've tried to remedy by power washing, by stain touching, and at the end, what we did is we decided to go back and paint the whole structure. It cost us $12,000, just to make sure it's taken care of, okay? So every instance for 18 years, we were notified, except not this one. So I've never received a notice, never received mail, and this is really not very fair. Okay. That a violation is issued, even a hearing. You see me, my mother passed away over Friday. I was at a wake Sunday, Monday. I flew in last night because I want to make sure I'm here to explain my position today. Okay? For 18 years, you don't see one instance.
Mr. Fakir, I used to be the code inspector for that property, and I believe that I communicated with you when you had violations by email address, And this is your email address, WLL9@AOL.com.
Correct.
There's an email here from Dina Foley in this case from June prior to the violation being written about the violations. So she did notify you by email.
She did notify me by email, and I've seen something in, when we did the title search in July, okay,
This
there
was
was a notice.
June of 2017.
Could I see the email, please?
Absolutely.
Because as you know, for 18 years, we've dealt with it impeccably. And please verify that for me,
Do you want to pull up his property history?
okay?
Because I know I had fines on him.
Yeah, it says a park dumpster, planting areas, high grass, parking lot needs to be, and all of those were addressed.
The
Now we're
landscape-
talking about, excuse me, we're talking about the building, the structure painting. Everything here was addressed with Walgreens, so there was no violation. We're talking today on the violation that we have on the structure itself. Not any of these none of this, okay?
All right, according to Florida, yeah, sure.
Okay, I want to make sure it's so clear,
What's on the
okay?
agenda? Do you see this? This is what your case was, your landscape not being maintained. So it was landscaping as well. Plants, hedges, and shrubs are dead, dying, or unhealthy, and the paint faded and structure
Ma'am,
stained.
this
So
is,
it
could
did
you tell me,
include
excuse
landscape.
me, where was the violation sent? Give me the address, please. To Chicago. And Chicago took care of the plants,
Okay.
okay? So I want to make
The
sure it's a
Florida
straightforward.
legislature has decided in all its grandiosity that the address for notices in code enforcement cases goes to the address on the tax collector's roll. That is by state statute. That is the legislatures in Tallahassee telling the municipalities where they have to send these notices. They are required by law to send them to the address that is contained on the tax assessor's roll. That would be Walgreens. Those are the people who are paying the taxes. That's the way the state law is set up. Village has nothing to do with that. The relationship between yourself and Walgreens is a private business relationship, and if you don't have communication with Walgreens, that's not a problem if the village followed the state mandated notice requirement.
Could I speak?
Sure, you're going to anyway.
18 years I've been sent
That's
emails and
the
I've dealt
fourth
with
or
it.
fifth time you've said 18 years.
18
You're
years.
just beating a
Not
dead
not this
creature.
time. If she's showing me plants and vegetations and stuff that Walgreens took care of, but nothing saying about the structure that the structure needs to take care of. Okay, whatever it is.
You're throwing Walgreens under the bus. That's fine.
They're not going to throw under the bus. I'm going to end up paying for it.
You're going to end up paying for it.
Obviously, no Walgreens. They're going to accept this.
Okay.
But every instance,
you know,
I've gotten an email and I've addressed the issue.
Okay, well, you got the email and it wasn't addressed because an order was entered.
No, the email was about shrubbery, not
Okay.
about painting. I want to make that clear and on the record.
Okay, well, does the village have a position with regards to
We
this?
would oppose any reduction. And just for the record, findings of good service were found at all of the previous hearings. I don't know if you attended those, but.
I was never notified. Till I said,
special
you want
magistrate-
me to run a title search every month?
That's
All
not what I'm
right.
saying, sir. I'm saying
Every
that-
month? Should I run a title search?
That's not what I'm saying, sir.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're saying. I never attended,
Request for
I
the
was never
reduction-
notified.
Okay, the request for the reduction is denied.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So when is the fine going to get paid and how much?
$5,350 according to the testimony of the code enforcement officer. When will it be paid? When you pay it.
There's no deadline?
Unless they ask to,
No, there's no deadline.
there's no deadline.
You're denying the,
Where should it be sent?
To the village code enforcement department. Payable to the village.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Did you bring up the?
Next.
next is 17-1938104 Mimosa Street, Sway, 2014-1 Borrower LLC.
Hey, you followed a good one. All right,
Enter the
next.
following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, letter requesting fine mitigation and confirmation. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 4, verification ownership.
Okay, how much?
The fine amount in this one is $8,650, and the village's costs are 1773.02.
I assume you're going to use the Ryan defense?
That's an interesting way to put it, but it is basically the same thing, a fence permit that was delayed and resulted in these fines.
Okay. Are we doing the village's double
We
thing?
would be asking for 2 times our costs, yeah, and that total is 3546.04.
You know me well. Add them up, please. All right, $3,546.04 by 1212. You've done wonderful work tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next is 18-0533102333 Okeechobee Boulevard, B11, Cobblestone Village at Royal Palm Beach.
So you were my example of people I had to use to swear you back in because you weren't present during the room when we were swearing people in. So all of you, please raise your right hand and say after.
Actually, everybody that's left.
Everybody.
Everyone. Does everyone swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say I do.
I do.
Okay, swearing in number 2 done. All right, who do we have from Cobblestone Village at Royal Palm Beach Top Taste Restaurant Inc.?
State your names for the record, please, and your affiliation.
Elroy Blake.
You're going to have to spell that. It's
Elroy. Blake.
Okay, Elroy Blake.
Delroy. Starts with D-E-L.
D. Elroy. Okay. And you are?
Owner, Shernette Thompson, affiliated to Top Taste.
Can you spell your first name?
Shernett.
Okay, you two are the Top Taste folks?
Yes.
And you're the tenants, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm Gary Brookmeyer, Brookmeyer. I'm an attorney representing the restaurant.
Okay.
I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the mitigation request. Exhibit 2, the order assessing fine. And Exhibit 3, I have a letter from the property owner's attorney giving them permission
to appear
to
in-
represent for the purposes of contesting the code enforcement fines.
Okay. Let's see if it's anybody I know. Okay. All right, I've looked at the letter. What is the fine?
The fine amount is $15,000.
Okay, and why should the fine be reduced?
Special Magistrate, again, my name is Shernette Thompson, and I take care of all of Delroy's business affairs. And we were having a baby, and I had a very bad pregnancy, and I was in and out of the hospital, so I wasn't aware of these mail that were delivered. Also, one of the mail from the landlord went to his ex-wife home, and he wasn't aware of that. Also, the landlord emailed me at my job, but I was also on maternity, so I was unaware. After having the baby and going through my illness, upon returning, I realized we were getting evicted, and everything be turned upside down. Our livelihood has been taken away from us. We've been evicted. Now we have to be finding a new location. And in addition to this $15,000 fine, just upped out one day out of nowhere.
Okay. Counsel?
Also, from a legal perspective, I was looking at the code. I didn't
Sir,
see
can you speak into the record, please?
Sure.
Into the microphone for the record, thank you.
I was taking a look earlier at the code, and I didn't see any definition in your code for live entertainment. And I don't know if there's no definition of live entertainment. It seems to me that the code provision is unconstitutional, since it doesn't really give notice to people as to what's permitted and what's not. And by that I mean the following. If I turn on a radio in a restaurant and I play music in the restaurant, is that live entertainment or not? If I stream music in on a system, I cause it to operate, is that live entertainment? If I put a record on a record player and I allow people to hear it through a speaker, is that live entertainment? I think most people would agree that if you play an instrument in a restaurant, you're physically present and you're playing the instrument, that would constitute live entertainment. If you're singing a song in a restaurant and you're physically present, that would be live entertainment. But when someone can turn on or turn off a mechanism that then emits music or sounds, I don't know, and I don't think, in my own opinion, that that constitutes live entertainment. So what these people are accused of doing, from my reading of the notice, is that they allegedly had a person, referred to as a disc jockey, playing music over some kind of a sound system. To me, there's no definition of live entertainment anywhere that I saw. Without that definition, how's one to know whether or not turning on a radio is live entertainment, or having a disc jockey put a record on a disc and playing it is live entertainment? If one doesn't know what's allowed and what's precluded by any type of regulation or law, and it's so ambiguous that one cannot discern what one can or can't do, you don't have notice of what the law provides. And if you don't have notice of what constitutes a violation, being fined for an undefined conduct would be unconstitutional, because you wouldn't have due notice of and due process of what you can and what you cannot do. If that's true, then the fine itself should be disregarded and waived. And without that definition, I would submit to you that you can't tell what you're allowed to do and what you're not to do. And I would go further and say that having a disc jockey is not live entertainment, as one commonly understands live entertainment. If you went to a concert to hear a group because you thought it was live entertainment, it was advertised as such, and you found out that instead somebody was putting a record on a record player, I don't think you'd be happy that the live entertainment consisted of operating a sound system. So for that reason, I would suggest to you that the fine itself should be vacated and waived.
Okay, response?
With all due respect, sir, we have already, the merits of the case were tried at the hearing, which your clients didn't appear, nor did you appear at. We're here tonight on fine mitigation. Special Magistrate previously ruled in his previous order. There was much discussion about what was live entertainment at that hearing, to which neither of you appeared. So my response is that we're not here to argue the merits of the case. That's been done.
Well, I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
We're past that point now.
Well, because I just wanted to add that from their testimony, the reason that they didn't appear at the hearing to contest the charges was, I think they in part said the notice went to Mr. Blake's former wife. Yeah. And they had their own issues going on at the time. But if the code is itself unconstitutional, whether they appeared or not, I think that on an appeal would be found, if it's unconstitutional, be unenforceable.
Okay, well, then you have the right to appeal it, I take it, or you can file a de novo suit to see, but I'm trying to remember the name of the EDM thing that they do in Miami. Is it Ultra Music? The Ultra Music Festival. The Ultra Music Festival is EDM. It's almost all disc jockeys. It's one of the most expensive tickets you can buy for a concert event in South Florida. You and I are of a later generation that probably lived on people who didn't lip sync and or play music, or find out that disc jockeys can make $1 million a year spinning records. And I posit to you that the disc jockey is a live individual providing live entertainment. But I also agree with the position of the village that the time to raise the unconstitutionality of that was during this long, lengthy hearing we had with multiple people from the sheriff's department in here testifying as to what was going on. One of the more entertaining hearings I've had here in my 9 years as special magistrate. It was very memorable.
Another reason to mitigate.
No, it's not another reaon to mitigate. I mean, other than the testimony of the smell of wafting odors through the parking lot and other things. So at this point, I deny the request for mitigation, and you can follow up any way you wish. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving next to page 13, health safety one-time abatement hearings, case 18-1623, confidential. I'm sorry, we already did that one. We're moving back to page 3, I believe page 3. Give me just a moment.
Sure.
Yes, sir, that's page 3. This is a fine assessment hearing at the bottom, 18-0645, 168 Park Road North, Yvonne C. Belafonte and Thomas A. Roberts II.
Yes. 2223.
Pardon me. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have an affidavit of service, you can proceed.
Thomas A. Roberts II.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of hearing, for the previous order finding violation. Here's the order finding violation. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership, and Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation.
All right.
Do you have any objection to these documents?
Not at this time.
Thank you, sir.
All right, admitted without objection. All right, so they didn't appear at the last hearing, I take it? He did?
Yeah, Mr. Roberts was here, yeah, and he's still waiting on paint from the Solid Waste Authority.
Oh, okay, so we might bump this a little bit. He's waiting on their paint?
Yes.
11/1, 11/10?
No, sir, this is a fine assessment hearing.
I know, but we're waiting for him to get some paint, and he can't afford the paint.
Okay, so let's set it for a status/fine.
11/1, 11/14 is the hearing. Want to set it for then? Hopefully you'll get your paint by then and get it painted before then.
Thank you,
So we
Mr.
could establish a compliance date also.
That's what I was going for, the
11/1, that would be fine.
11/1. All right, you need to get it painted before the 1st of November, so hopefully you'll get some paint from them.
I hope so. We were expecting the delivery. We were expecting to paint September 7th, and they notified us they did not have it. So we were just waiting.
Okay, well, just keep on top of them.
All right. Thank you
You'll get
very
an order
much.
in the mail.
Sorry. Wasted.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay, next.
Next, we, I believe, are going to page 9.
Page 3.
Oops.
Or, no, you're right, I'm sorry.
Page
Page
9.
9, which would be a violation hearing.
23, 24.
18-1421, 1113 Oakwater Drive, Mark and Marcia Shim.
The code section 622-105.5, the description permit number 16799 for fence is expired. The violation was written on 7/18/2018. It was sent certified mail and returned unclaimed and posted. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
All right,
Wasn't
sir.
inspected.
You have service via posting. Your name for the record, sir?
Mark Shim.
Okay. You didn't look like a Marcia to me.
I hope not.
These are the exhibits of evidence. Exhibit 1, affidavit of service for the notice of violation, notice of hearing.
See, I'm not the only one yawning here.
Station. Exhibit 2, proof of ownership.
So his last name is
ISO
Shem?
400 permit information.
Mr. Shem, right?
Yes.
Mr. Shim.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, so we have a fence permit that was permitted but was never inspected, I take it?
It appears that way now. I thought it was done.
You
So-
always think it is.
I
but-
know.
You just need to come in and fill out the permit extension form.
Done.
And it's half the permit fee, and then call them for an inspection. Once it's approved, it takes 4 days or so to get it approved.
Do I need the survey and all that good stuff? No,
No, you
Do
should
you
have had,
have the original permit still?
I do not.
well, you have a copy somewhere, don't you?
Yeah, but he has to pay for that then.
So
Are
it'll
you
be-
sure you don't have it somewhere?
We shredded a lot of stuff. I'm gonna go with a worst case scenario that I don't. If I need to pay for it just so we get this resolved, I'm comfortable with
Right.
that.
Go, look for it before you come into the office, just to see if you have it, because if not, then you'll, fill out the permit extension, you'll pay for that and ask for a copy of the permit,
Okay.
and they'll print that all up for you, so it'll be ready.
Okay.
And
Do I
then-
need to be there when it's inspected?
It's the fence. Do you have an animal?
No
Okay.
animals there.
Okay, so no, but just put it in a, like a Ziploc bag
Mhm.
and hang it on the fence. That way, if it rains, it doesn't ruin it.
And just call and say, hey, it's taped to the fence, go, or, well, I'm gonna fill it out with you, right? So you can
Yeah,
just-
but they're not the building department. They're
No,
the
but
code
we're all in
enforcement.
the same office, but when you come in, you're gonna fill out the paperwork, then it'll go through to the building official. Once he approves it, you'll get a phone call that it's ready, and then you can schedule your inspection,
All right, fantastic.
okay?
And actually, when your permit is issued, he's
You'll-
out
you'll
of
be
code
fine.
enforcement anyway. So you can
He'll
just,
have 6
you can,
months.
you can walk one person over or two people over and just say, I have my permit.
Here it
You're
is.
out of your code problem. You're
Go
back into
inspect.
building. Just get it inspected.
Got it.
Great. 11/1, 11/14/25
Yes,
gives
sir.
them plenty of time to do
Yes,
it.
that's
You get an order in the mail.
Fantastic.
And here's the
All
guy
right.
who's not going to buy a lottery ticket.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sitting over there. What page is we on?
Page 12 now, 18-1441, 490 Business Parkway A, 490 Business Parkway RP LLC.
Okay. The code section 622-105.5, 108.4. I had 16.9 on there, but, well, I'm taking that code off.
Okay.
The description
16.9
is
out.
that the new tenant inspection is expired, and then there was work done, a mezzanine was built without a permit. This violation was written on 7/19/2018. It was sent certified mail on 7/19/2018 and signed for on 7/20/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
Okay. Signed green card equals service, and there's nothing here to look at because there's no pretty pictures. Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I see?
It's been long.
On your phone.
My name is Louis Valderrama, V as in Victor, ALDERRAMA.
I'm sorry. One more time.
V as in Victor, ALDERRAMA.
AANA.
A. M as in Michael, A.
Oh.
Valderrama.
Valderrama.
Thank you.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is a notice of hearing.
V-A-L-D-E-R.
Notice of violation.
Victor.
Yeah.
Exhibit 2, proof of ownership. Exhibit 3, ISO 400 permit information. Continue.
You-
Can I see the last two that you just flipped over? Okay, and this is, what is this exactly?
Linda, this is just the second page of the permit information, is that correct?
Is that for the entire building or this particular bay? This is a, okay. I just want to make a clarification. In the, what she was reading off, she had mentioned Suite A, Linda, and I believe we confirmed that it's Suite E.
It is.
Okay.
All right,
I
so
think
490
you-
Business Parkway E.
It's E, not A. I just want to make sure.
Does it say A on here?
Yeah, it says Parkway A, so we'll make that E. All right,
it is
correction
E.
is, correction to the style is granted.
Any objection to these documents?
No,
Thank you, sir.
Okay. The new tenant inspection, I really don't care about that much because that should be fairly simple.
No, but okay,
The
so
mezzanine thing
I was
makes me-
speaking to him
Okay, Victor, spoke with
at the
you.
very end here. So you're gonna have to close this new tenant inspection permit with the building department. They still want it closed in their system.
Okay, so it wasn't opened by me, but I can still close it because I'm the owner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna close that, and you can contact me directly. I'll give you my card.
Okay.
And I'll put you in contact with Stephanie on how to do that.
Okay.
And then I spoke to him about the mezzanine that was built inside the bay. And he's gonna try to decide whether he wants to keep it or get rid of it. But if he's gonna keep it, he has to have engineered drawings. It may need sprinklers.
Yeah,
It's gotta go through fire rescue.
I'm a contractor, so I'm aware of all of that. What I just need to make sure of is how long it's going to take me to get that from an architect. I just want to get clarification. This is a rectangle bay. In one corner, there's an office. 25% it's office, 75% it's warehouse. This loft or this deck goes above the office area into this loft area, and I just wanted to know the extent. If I do decide to demo, can I just cut off what's the overhang? It's a pretty big structure. If I could, what I'm going to weigh out is what's the cost of getting it permitted and doing that versus demoing it.
So what I would
Based
tell
on
you is that you're gonna wanna come in and pull the plan of what was there, what the building department went out and inspected it on. And then you know exactly what you have to cut out to get rid of.
Clarification on what was there. The whole structure was not, I don't know if, I'm assuming the whole structure is one, and what I'm just trying to understand the extent of the demo if I do decide to demo it.
Okay, so if the building department went out there and the last renovation that was done in that bay was no mezzanine, no loft, none of that, you would have to demo anything that's on that second story. If it does show part of the loft, then you'd be able to keep what part of the loft it shows. I did not see the plan that the building department denied the new tenant inspection, failed the new tenant inspection on. But that is, you'll want to come in and look at that plan or get a copy of that plan so you know what's supposed to be there.
All right, so what I think you're saying is you should have a set of permits that permitted you to build the shell of the building into bays.
Or any commercial interior renovation that was
and
done
then,
in there.
Then if there were any additional renovations or work done beyond what was originally permitted, you know, if your original permit had the bays with the office areas and all that blocked out, then that's your document.
Right.
And if there was an additional permit that gave them the right to put stuff over the top of the office, then you want that as well.
My understanding that
And if
there
it's not
isn't-
permitted, you just, the stuff on the top has to go.
even on top over the,
Well, there's got to be part of the office that's going to be sealed in somehow, I would
and
assume.
that's, I guess that's my point. It's already sealed. If there's something over it, do I really need to take that? I'm just,
If
yes,
it's
you do
not
if it's
shown on
not
the last
permitted.
plan, yes. So that's why you want to come in and get the plan that the building department went out and did the new tenant inspection on.
okay.
Because,
Because
you know,
that's
there's-
going to be the latest plan and how it should look.
Okay.
because if the office ceiling was properly engineered, you know, I don't know. You're the contractor, you would look at these things. But
I'm
you're going to
just
have to find
honestly-
out what the last permit is and what is permitted out there, and what is not specifically permitted is what the problem will be. And then you get to make your decision as to whether or not it's worth the engineering to keep it, or whether it's cheaper just to demo it and re-engineer it from scratch, which probably it will be.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. And I've just, the extent is what.
So
helped me,
this is
I think.
11-1, so you
No,
has
this is 1-4, compliance by
a
1-4.
1-4 of 19?
19.
Oh, God.
Or the
I
one.
want to keep it if I can.
Yeah,
if-
well,
if I
they're
can.
giving you until January of 19 to figure it out.
Or the
So-
1-9
So you have 3 months.
fine assessment hearing.
1919. I
should
got to keep writing that
definitely
down.
Mm-hmm.
Or
$25
$25 a day.
But
Okay,
come to
so-
the building department. We're here for code enforcement tonight, but you can work all the particulars out with
Yeah,
the building.
just find out what is permitted, if they have anything specific to that bay, what's permitted, you know, and then you can decide whether to keep or toss.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Order will be sent. Okay, great. It's only 8 o'clock and we can do everything else in the next half hour, right?
That is, yes.
So go. 1.
The status/fine assessment hearing 18-0315-1280 Course Way, Shayna Thane.
Like tenor of the following documents into evidence: Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation; Exhibit 2, verification ownership; Exhibit 3, pictures.
I keep thinking Shania Twain. You have service via posting. What do you want?
This one, we would be willing to grant them additional time, so we'd be asking for compliance by 9/27 or the 10/10 fine assessment hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Granted. Next.
Thank you.
Thank you. 18-0824, 1034 Sonata Way, Linda K. and Ariel R. Hermosa.
Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation and setting status / fine assessment. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, email from zoning.
Oh, God, emails. All right, you have a signed green card. Please check me where this is at. She had applied for a variance, and I have her on status hearing next week.
In this case, we're also granting additional time. They're going through P&Z and Village Council, so we'd be asking for compliance by 11/2 or the 11/14 fine assessment hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Good, because I'm going to have to pay specific attention because everything else is 11/1, so that's fine. 11/2, 11/14, 25.
Thank you,
Granted.
sir. Now, fine assessment hearings, 18-0742, 132 Cortez Avenue, James W. and Jennifer Bassford.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, you have a signed green card which equals service. You have pictures of stained structures, and they're just early on the hurricane. What do you want?
This has been out of compliance for 13 days, so $325.
325 plus continuing is granted.
18-0734, 116 Malaga Street, Keith Davis.
Keith again.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, verification of ownership, and pictures.
This is twinning the last case. Structure stained, shutters closed. Service via posting is granted. Pictures showing stains and shutters. 325 plus continuing?
Yes, sir.
Look at me, granted.
18-1054, 265 Las Palmas Street, Progress Residential, 2015, one borrower LLC.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, verification of ownership, and pictures.
Signed and stamped green card equals service. That is one dirty driveway.
This came into compliance on 9/10, so it was out of compliance for 10 days, so we'd be asking for $250 and not continuing.
250, no continuing, granted.
18-1096, 120 Boveo Street, Raphael's Remodeling LLC.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, verification of ownership, and pictures.
All right, you have service via posting. They're very cluttery. Not quite hoardy, but cluttery. All right, what do you want?
Been out for 13 days, so $325.
325 plus continuing. Granted.
18-1478, 377 Las Palmas Street, Sydney G. and Beverly McIntosh.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order granting abatement of the property, verification of ownership, work order from Public Works.
All right. Service via posting is good service. How much? For your efforts here. How much?
Yes, the total is $296.30. That includes $54.
296.30.
$54.24 in abatement costs, expenses of $36.06, and $206 in administrative costs.
Granted.
Thank you. 18-0941, 11763 Balsam Drive, Alexander P.J. and Jacqueline E. Henry.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
I thought the weeds were growing over the vehicle. That would have been exciting. You have a signed green card. You can proceed.
Thank you. This has been out of compliance for 13 days at $50 a day, so we'd ask for $650 and continuing fine.
Avalon, probably. All right, how much? 650 plus continuing?
Sir.
Granted.
Thank you. 18-0945, 11845 Balsam Drive, Juana M. Machado and Orlando Pease.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, signed green card equals service.
This has been out for 13 days, so $325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
18-1059, 106 Hemingway Court, Marguerite McCormick.
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership.
All right, service via posting is good service.
This again has been out for 13 days, so we'd be asking for 325 and continuing.
Granted.
18-1118, 876 Croton Drive, High T and Van Thwee High Lee.
I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, order, the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, signed green card equals service.
Again, this has been out for 13 days, so a fine of 325 and continuing.
Good stucco work. Granted.
18-1352, 1365 Savoy Yard Way, Jeff 1 LLC.
Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Signed green card. This is the person who left. Okay. You have service.
This again has been out for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing granted.
Thank you.
18-1225 is being pulled.
Yay.
18-0925, 246 Sandpiper Avenue, Audrey James.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Yeah, some people don't need planters. Signed green card is service.
Again, this has been out for 13 days, so a $325.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you.
18-0929, 1034 Serenade Circle, Julian DeRelease.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
Signed green card equals service. A little junglish there.
Again, this has been out for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1035, 103 Mallard Court, Gene C. and Marie C. Prenelin.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Is this a finding of fact?
No, sir. This complied on 9/11, so it was out of compliance for 11 days. We'd be asking for 275 and not continuing.
275, no continuing is granted.
Thank you.
18-1239, 154 Sparrow Drive B, HSBC Bank USA, NATR Trust.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
All right, signed green card for service.
Again, this has been out for 13 days, so a $325 a day and continuing fine.
325 is granted.
Thank you.
18-1270, 125 Swan Parkway West, Jeff 1 LLC.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
We like personal appearances
Exhibit
more, but
3, AS400, permit information.
signed green card equals service.
Again, this has been out for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you.
Moving to repeat violations on page 5, 18-1671, 143 Ponce de Leon Street, Claude D. and Michelle R.M. Swordlet III.
Code section is 1557. This is a repeat violation for high grass and weeds. I observed this violation on 9/5 and mailed it certified and posted it on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures.
Yeah, I drive by this thing all the time. All right, how's your service? You have a certified receipt here or something, a postal receipt?
He's asking.
Yeah,
She's looking. Hold on one
I
second.
don't see it.
Did we post it too?
I don't know, that's why, oh, here it is.
No, that's,
Sort of late.
I thought I did.
oh, 8/18.
Yeah, that's
I know I got the green card
No,
back.
you got it, it's
Okay.
there.
I know I got the green card back because,
Yeah, no, you have a photocopy of the green
Okay.
card, that's my problem.
Okay.
I didn't see the green card. Okay, you've got service, what do you want?
So this complied on 9/10. It was out for 5 days. So we'd be asking for $500 fine and not continuing.
500, no continuing.
Thank you. 18-1605 is being pulled.
Yay.
Moving to violation hearings, 18-917, entrance to Fairfax Village, Madison Green Master HOA.
I'd like to enter into, code section is 622-108.4, pavers being installed without a permit. I observed this violation of 5/14/18, mailed a notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
All right, you have a signed green card.
We'd be asking in this case for compliance by 9/27, or the 10/10 fine assessment hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Granted, I'll go try to inspect it when I play golf next. Granted.
Thank you. Moving to page 6, 18-1247, 266 Las Palmas Street, Tracy C. Schmidt.
Yeah, we almost ignored this page.
Code sections are 14.2, 1557, and 740. Debris stored in the backyard, high grass and weeds along the fence line and canal bank. I observed this violation on 6/28, mailed a notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. Like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
I think they're just stocking up firewood for the hurricane. All right,
Saw
you
some
have,
shingles or something there that
you
they
have
covered.
a signed green card, you have service. What would you like?
Compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
11-1, 11-14, 25 is granted.
Thank you. 18-1278, 114 Segovia Court, Darrell N. Laccagnina, Darrell N. Laccagnina Trust, Darrell N. Laccagnina Trust title holder.
Code section is 6190A and 144A. Driveway is stained and vehicle not moving every 30 days. I observed this violation on 7/6/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, so it's the Ford truck? Doesn't move?
Yeah, both of them don't move.
Okay,
Again, compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 hearing or $25 a day fine.
granted.
18-1282, 130 Sevilla Avenue, David L. and Louisa E. Lawler.
Code section is 6190A, drive and sidewalk are stained. I observed this violation on 7/6/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed but not dated. Like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
Okay. Signed green card and service,
Again, compliance by 11-1 or 11-14 hearing or $25 a day fine.
granted.
Thank you. And just on this page, the code sections are missing. Moving now to 18-1295, 288 Saratoga Boulevard East, Robert J. Endeman and Judith L. Hoffmeyer.
Code section is 6190A, screen enclosure is missing screens. I observed this violation on 7/9/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed but not dated. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, signed green card, even though undated, is service. 11-1, 11-14, 25?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
What's the page? 9, okay. Next is 18-1348, 114 Segovia Court, Darrell and Laccagnina, Darrell and Laccagnina Trust, Darrell and Laccagnina Trust title holder.
Code section is 622, 105.5, permit for repairs is expired. I observed this violation on 7/13/18, mailed the notice of violation and notice of hearing certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
All right, service by posting is good.
Again, compliance by 11-1 or 11-14 or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1349, 137 Fairway Lane, Denise Ortiz.
Code section is 622, 105.5, permit for shutters is expired. I observed this violation on 7/13/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed but not dated. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
Signed green card, service. 11-1, 11-14, 25?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you. Top of page 7, 18-1350, 102 Lexington Place, Lori S. Auspitz, guardian for Heather Campbell.
Code section is 622, 105.5. Permit for shutters has expired. I observed this violation on 7/13/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted it on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
Service by posting is good.
Again, comply by 11-1 or the 11-14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you. 18-1417, 143 Granada Street, Progress Residential, 2016, 1 Borrower LLC.
Code section is 2318B3, parking on the lawn. I observed this violation on 7/17/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, verification of ownership, and pictures.
They really like white cars. Signed green card.
This is a finding of fact.
Finding of fact is granted. I guess their white cars move.
18-1329, 11788, That's supposed to be Dahlia Drive?
Yes.
Dahlia Drive, correction on the agenda. Rodolfo Villatoro.
Code section is 622-105.5. Permit for fence is expired. I observed this violation on 7/13/18. Mailed a notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permanent information.
Signed green card service. 11/1, 11/14/25.
Yes, sir.
Glenda, the good witch.
Next, 18-1341875 Camellia Drive, Glenda D. Marshall.
Code section is 622-105.5. Permit for shutters is expired. I observed this violation on 7/13/18. Mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted it on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permanent information.
Service via posting.
This is a finding of fact.
Finding of fact is granted.
18-1379865 Hibiscus Drive, TAH 2018, One Borrower LLC.
Code section is 14-4A, 23-18B3, and 23-18B1. Disabled, unregistered vehicle.
Actually, that section is being removed. It's
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Which one is that?
prohibited vehicle.
Got it. Okay.
The disabled, unregistered vehicle and parking on the lawn. I observed this violation on 7/14/18. Mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
This person's more in the blue-green genre. Okay. You have a signed green card, you have service.
We'd be asking in this case for compliance by 9/27 or the 10/10 fine hearing or $50 a day fine.
9/27, 10/10/50 granted.
18-1380780 Carissa Drive, Maritza H. Calderon.
Code section is 622-108.4. Work done without permits, garage door and windows. Observed this violation on 7/14/18. Mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, a Mazda. Okay, you have a affidavit of posting.
We'd be asking in this case for compliance by 11/1 or the 11/14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Top of page 8, 18-142711650. Again, should be Dahlia Drive. Paul N. Neary III.
Code
Well, at least they're
section-
consistent.
Code section is 622-105.5. Permit for miscellaneous work has expired. I observed this violation on 7/18/18. Mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permanent information.
All right, signed green card equals service.
And just for the record, the code section is omitted from the agenda. It's 622-105.5.
Okay, what do we want to do with this one?
Compliance by 11/1 or the 11/14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted. Dolly code sections, huh?
18-1447868 Lilac Drive, Corliss J. Larson.
Code section is 14.2, miscellaneous items stored in view. Observed this violation on 7/20/18. Mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card, got the documents signed in the office. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, so you actually got a signed receipt. How exciting. So that's best service. All right.
This one
so
we'd be asking for compliance by 9/27 or the 10/10 fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-10441116 Grandview Circle, Gina M. Ioli and Jessica Mannix.
No, that's not me. Oh, I wanted to do that. My one from the, it was
the
on the
addendum?
addendum.
She wants
to do the
Yeah.
addendum. No? No.
Oh, okay, only if they were here, I'm sorry.
front of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Code Section 06190A1, the structure sustained. I observe this violation on 5/30/18. Town notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/30/18, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture. Exhibit 4, yes, warrant. Affidavit of compliance.
Finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. 18-126310075 Mikado Lane, Reina Rivera.
Code Sections 9-4, fences in disrepair. This violation was observed on 7/2/18. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/2/18. They signed for it on 7/5/18. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
You shouldn't paint your fence different colors.
They should.
In this one, we'll be asking for compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1301-1320 Chorus Way, Maria A. Woodrup.
Section 06190A1, the paint on the structure is faded. This violation was observed on 7/9/18. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/12/18, and they signed for it on 7/30/18. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Signed green card service.
Thank you.
11/1, 11/14,
Yes, sir.
25.
Please. Thank you.
18-1425-1280 Chorus Way, Shayna Thane.
Code Section 622-105.5, permit has expired. I observed this violation on 7/18/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/18/18, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, permit information.
All right, you have service.
This one, we'd be asking for compliance by 9/27 or the 10/10 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1426-10361 Pippin Lane, Sabrina Florinord.
Code Section 622-105.5, the permit for the stucco has expired. This violation was observed on 7/18/18. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/18/18. They signed for it on 7/20/18. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
Signed green card service, what would you like?
Compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trot through.
And we're going to skip around a little bit here due to this time constraints. So we'll come back to the ones that we skip over, obviously. We're on page 9, the last one. 18-1186, 167 Sandpiper Avenue, Mateo Sandrone.
Code Section 06190A1, screen enclosure screens are missing. I observed this violation on 6/20/18. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/21/18, and they signed for it on 6/23/18. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
All right, signed green card service.
Compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank
Page 10 at the top, 18-1191, 178 Sparrow Drive B, Bonnie Federico.
Code Section 94291, fence needs repaired. I observed this violation on 6/20/18. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/21/18, and posted it to the property as well. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, picture. Exhibit 4, AS 400 permit information.
All right, service via posting, yes, that is kind of an underdone fence.
Compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 fine hearing or $25 a day
Granted.
fine.
Thank you.
18-1209, 119 Martin Circle, Jorge A. Hernandez.
Code Section 06190A135, sidewalk and driveway are saying. Observed this violation on 6/21/18. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/21/18, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
All right, service via posting.
Again, compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1251, 207 Martin Circle, Sampson Dagobert.
Code section 94291, fence needs repaired, it's tilting and leaning. I observed this violation on 6/29/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/29/18, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
All right, affidavit of service is good. I like the tilting and leaning addition.
Again, we'd be asking for compliance by 11.1 or 11.14.
Granted.
Thank you. 18-1327, 113 Moorgate Circle, Johann Alexander.
Code section 9-1, replace or install a fence without a permit. I observed this violation on 7/13/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/13/18, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
All right, you have service. 11/1, 11/14/25.
Yes, sir.
Please.
18-1367, 171 Bob White Road, Rafael M. Toribio and Janelle Villar.
Section 622-105.5, permit for addition alteration has expired. This violation was observed on 7/13/18. I sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/16/18, and posted it to the property as well. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, permit information.
11/1, 11/14/25.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1370, 139 Sparrow Drive, 5A, NT Real Estate Holdings, LLC.
Code section 622-105.5, permit for storm shutters has expired. I observed this violation on 7/13/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/16/18, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, permit information.
All right, the service via posting is good. 11/1, 11/14/20.
No, sir. This one compliance by 9/27 or 10/10, fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1372, 336 Sandpiper Avenue, Roberto J. and Vivian S. Crusette.
The address is 336 Sandpiper Avenue, code section 622-105.5. Description permit number 171469 for pool replaster has expired. This violation was written on 7/13/2018. It was sent out certified mail 7/16/2018, and signed for on 7/19/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
Signed, green card equals service.
This we'd be asking for compliance by 11/1 or the 11/14 hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1375, 2329 Shoma Drive, Fengyan Guo.
The code section is 622-105.5. The description permit number 172228 for storm shutters has expired. This violation was written on 7/13/2018. It was sent certified mail 7/16/2018 and returned unclaimed and posted. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
Okay. Service via posting. 11/1, 11/14/25.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Page 11, 18-1419, 1209 Moonlight Way, Alexandra Brickari.
Code section is 942. Description, fence needs to be repaired. The violation was observed on 7/17/2018. It was sent certified mail 7/18/2018 and signed for on 7/21/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
Signed, green card equals service. Excuse me.
Compliance by 11/1 or the 11/14 hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1433, 126 East Swan Parkway, Derek S. and Leticia M. in Fiesta.
Code section is 622-105.5 and 2657. This description permit number 16541 for a play set has expired. This violation was written on 7/18/2018. It was sent certified mail on 7/18/2018 and
Posted.
returned unclaimed and posted. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, permit information.
Okay, you have service. I think a dog would love that fence. You could look through the hole.
We'd be asking for compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1434, 137 Heron Parkway, Xavier and Digna R. Hidalgo.
Code Section 6190A 1, 2, 3, and H. Description: wood covering door, tarp on roof, screen enclosure missing screen, structure and driveway stain. This violation was observed on 7/18/2018. It was sent certified mail on 7/19/2018. It was signed for. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. And Exhibit 4, AS 400
Green card equals
permit
service.
information.
Compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1435, 126 Heron Parkway, Omaro Garcia and Cecilia Coronilla Martinez.
I just need to make a correction on my exhibits. There was no affidavit of service in my, on the previous case. Thank
Okay.
you. Sorry. Okay, the next one is, okay, the code section is 942 and 91. The description: fence needs to be repaired. This violation was sent 7/18/2018, or was written on 7/18/2018. It was sent certified mail 7/19/2018, and signed for on 7/26/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, signed green card equals service.
Again, compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1553, 1099 Moonlight Way, Rufino Rodriguez and Tammy Y. Alonso Grassa.
Code section is 1557. The code section 15132 is being removed. The description is high grass and weeds. This violation was observed on 8/3/2018. It was sent certified mail on 8/13/2018 and signed for on 8/15/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation and notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. And Exhibit 4 is an affidavit of compliance.
Signed green card equals service. Finding of fact is granted.
Thank you. We can do this now.
Yep.
Top of 12, 18-1387, 1125 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Royal Palm Center LLC.
Okay, the code section is 622-105.5. Description: permit number 17858 for a fire alarm is expired. This violation was written on 7/17/2018. It was sent certified mail on 7/17/2018, and it was signed for and not dated. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit
Signed green card
information.
equals service.
We'll be asking for compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1390, 9940 Belvedere Road B, RVS, Royal Palm Beach.
Code section 622-105.5. Description: permit number
I just didn't
171210
see the
for
green
a sign
card.
is
AS
expired.
400 is very sexy.
This violation was written on 7/16/2018. It was sent certified mail on 7/17/2018 and signed for on 7/24/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
Wow, this has actually got a picture. Cool, out of order, great.
And this is a finding of fact.
Granted.
Hold on, wait a minute. That
Oh.
picture doesn't go in there.
Yeah, that's wrong place.
Permit information.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that should be Royal Palm Development 1 LLC, two cases down.
Yes.
Okay.
Finding of fact is still right for 9940 Belvedere.
Yes,
B.
sir. Thank you. 18-1393, 125 South State Road 7, Real Sub LLC.
The code section is 622-105.5. Description: permit number 17405 for
Yes, granted. No, you have
for
service.
alteration is expired. This violation was written on 7/16/2018. It was sent certified mail on 7/30/2018 and signed for on 8/20, or 8/2/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation and notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS 400, permit information.
All right, you have service via signed green card at 111 or 11/1, 11/14/25?
25, yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you. 18-1509, 9200 Belvedere Road, Royal Palm Development LLC.
There's my picture.
6195 and 6192. Elevator is not working. I observed this violation on 7/30/2018. It was sent certified mail 8/3/2018 and signed for on 8/9/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, letter from the association. And Exhibit 4, a picture.
Okay, you still have a signed green card and a lovely elevator out of order sign.
We'd be asking for compliance by 11/1 or the 11/14 fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you. And now we'll move back to page.
You don't want to do the continuing abatements and then we'll go back to 9?
You want to do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll keep going.
Whatever's easier.
Sorry, we'll keep going. We'll move now to the
14.
page 14. Health safety one-time abatement hearings. 18-1629, 377 Las Palmas Street, the Bank of New York Mellon.
The code section's 1557, the description, health, safety, high grass and weeds. This violation was written on 8/23/2018. It was sent certified mail 8/23/2018. It was signed for on 9/10/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3 is a picture. The verification of ownership is the certificate of title showing that it was sold.
Okay. So you have service via green card. Signing the order, it's the 12th, correct?
Yes, you have an order asking for a one-time abatement in the amount of $286, which is $80 for the
Granted, signed.
abatement. Thank you. 18-1637 is being pulled.
Good.
18-1677, 225 Ponce de Leon Street, NRZ Rio 6 Corp.
And then we have 225. Oh, yeah, okay. Code sections 1557, description, health and safety, high grass and weeds. This violation was observed on 9/5/2018. It was sent certified mail 9/5/2018 and posted. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, picture.
You're going to save the dirty sidewalks and driveways for the next one?
Well, we don't do that, a health safety abatement.
All right, you have affidavit of service, so you can proceed.
So the order you
Sign
have
an
before
order.
you is again one-time abatement to $286.
Granted, signed.
Addendum one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, before we go back, come on, go forward.
Moving to the addendum violation hearings, 18-1360, 880 Camellia Drive, Kathleen O. Morgan.
Code section 6190A1, description, structure stain. This violation was observed on 7/13/2018. It was sent certified mail 7/13/2018. And then I have a date of 7/17/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, picture.
All right, you have signed green card.
We'd be asking for compliance by 11/1 or the 11/14 fine hearing, a $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Now we're moving back to.
Page 9.
Second case on.
Yep, 18-1335, 212 Preserve Court, Andrew J. Gianta.
I think I'm in order now.
You're out of order. Checking? No. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I got it. Okay,
You good
so the
now?
code section is 622-105.5. The description, permit number 17238 for fences expired. This violation was written on 7/13/2018. It was sent certified mail 7/13/2018, and it was signed and undated. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit
All right,
information.
signed green card equals service.
You'll be asking for compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted, only a few left.
18-1342, 147 Kingsway, Fidel D. Guzman.
Code section is 622-105.5. Description, it is permit number 171101 for the pool is expired. This violation was written on 7/13/2018. It was sent certified mail the same day, returned unclaimed, and then it was posted. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
Posting is good service. 11-1, 11-14, 25 is
Yes,
granted.
sir. Thank you. 18-1420, 117 Van Gogh Way, Lindsay R. Tigas and Maria Silva.
Code section is 622-105.5. Description, permit number 16795 for the fence is expired. This violation was written on 7/18/2018. It was sent certified mail the same day and signed for on 7/23/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
Signed green card equals service. 11-1, 11-14, 25 is granted.
Yes, sir. Thank you. 18-1423, 210 Crestwood Circle, number 101, Michael P. and Fatina M. Michaelides.
Code section 622-105.5, description, permit number 161364 for mechanical work is expired. This violation was mailed on 7/18/2018 and signed for on 7/28/2018. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
Signed green card equals service.
Again, compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 hearing or $25 a day fine.
I must be prescient. I already wrote it down. It's granted. Anything further? I signed the minutes from the August meeting. We're adjourned.